Hello guys, we're back for episode 16 of the Infra-Red podcast. Tonight we've got Douglas Verdam, I'm sorry.
Verdam.
Yeah, who's a local DJ who plays at places like Nevermind Small Club and has been playing around for the last 3 years in Perth, and who moved from Brazil, and you've played some gigs over in Brazil as well, right?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, we got definitely going to talk about that.
Yeah.
So we've also got Damo being my co-host like usual. We've got Mitch.
Mitch.
Mitch
Mitch the legend.
Yeah. So, Douglas, tell us about yourself. Let's get into it.
Okay. Hello, everybody. I'm a bit shy. I just want to let everybody know that the podcast will have a lot of will be with a really strong Brazilian accent tonight.
Yeah.
That's fine.
You're our first Brazilian on the podcast. It's great.
Everyone
applaud him.
I'm really glad to make the debut of the Brazilians here. Hopefully we're gonna have many more.
Yeah.
So I'm from Brazil. I've been in Perth for like 3.5 years now. Been playing around like some house music, some techno, minimal. That's what we are into. That's it.
That's it.
So what got you into? Well, I always ask all my guests like when we first get them on, but like, what got you into music in a way?
Yeah.
Because for an example, for me is I've got a brother and I used to fight with him what CD we're going to put on in the car, kind of thing. Yeah. And that's what really got me into it.
Yeah. It's interesting. The way that I think most of the people get into music through their family, I reckon.
Yeah, I agree.
But
as well.
yeah, for me it was a little bit different because I had like where I used to live, we had like some neighbors that they would live just right in front of us, like across the road, so they were listening to music very loud, like every day, and like my mom was like a single mom, so it was just me and her. And she didn't like she didn't have the habit of listening to music at home at all, like, and then that was like how I started to have contact with music, and they were listening to a lot of rap.
Okay.
So
but like Brazilian rap?
So Brazilian rap.
Yeah, Spanish rap, yeah?
It's Portuguese.
Portuguese, sorry.
You're right, yeah. A lot of people, they think, oh yeah, you're from Brazil, so you actually can speak Spanish. I was like, no, I don't.
No, it's different.
Yeah. It's very similar though. So I started listening to a lot of Brazilian rap. Then I got into like hardcore rock.
Okay.
So as I start to grow up, and then I start to go into like parties for teenagers, those that finish like 10 p.m. or this sort of thing.
Yeah.
And then at that point that I start to have experience with electronic sounds, but I would say my first contact, it was like a bit of commercial music, but also drum and bass.
Yeah, really?
Yeah.
I would never have expected drum and bass to be prominent over there.
It was really popular at some point because of DJ Mark and Patif.
Yeah, no shit. DJ Mark, I've heard of him.
Yeah,
actually.
He's Brazilian. He's he's really big there as well.
No shit. Okay.
Yeah.
I had no idea.
Yeah, at some point they became really popular because they start to like do remix of like drum and bass with vocals in Portuguese.
Yeah.
So it became really popular, like playing in radios and every single party or club that you would go, you would listen to.
Did it kind of have like a bit of like a jungle vibe to it for drum and bass, or do you know much about drum and bass, the genres and everything like that?
Not really.
Okay.
I know about like Marky and Patif, which are the ones that I listen to.
Yeah.
I don't know much about the scene itself.
Yeah. We can probably look it up a bit later and discuss the different genres and stuff like that.
But I know that they have a lot of like Brazilian influence. So like they would introduce some Brazilian music such as samba or maracatu, things that they play around the country. Is very like strong local culture that there isn't anywhere else, so then it become a really like Brazilian drum and bass.
Yeah.
So
That sounds really cool.
it's
though.
really cool, yeah.
Yeah.
And it's funny because it's probably last month there was a gig in I forgot the name of the venue in Scarborough,
Okay.
where they have the indie bar.
Indie bar. Yeah.
Yeah, so they had a gig there where they brought like 3 big drum and bass DJs, and one of them was DJ Patif.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so
That's
yeah.
probably where I heard of him from, actually. Because
Yeah.
shout out to Andy Carpenter for running those events.
Yeah. So like
absolute legend in the scene.
yeah, I actually I just met him because of this gig,
Yeah.
because I was posting and sharing about it because I was really excited, and then before that I met Sam, which is his partner.
Yeah, Sam.
So
Sam
yeah,
Maddox.
I used to work in a pub in Montlole, and then they were like kind of doing an event there one night, and then she was there selling records. So that's how I met her, because I was like,
What pub was that? Was that the Flying Scotsman at all?
no, it was called Picky Bodega.
Oh, Peaky Pug. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's down the hill. That's down the hill at the bottom of Mount Beaufort Street, right?
I'm not sure if it's in the hill. Like it's
Yeah,
next
it's-
to RTR.
Yeah. Oh,
Oh yeah.
is it? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, RTR is just across the road from
the Scotto.
the
yeah.
Scotto, right?
Yeah, so it's a little bit further, like going up,
Yeah. Peaky Borghetto. That's definitely
Yeah.
around that area.
but it's
somewhere.
not open anymore. Like
Yeah,
they
it had to
yeah.
close. Yeah.
Yeah, which is a pity because it was a nice venue. Like
Unfortunately, with Beaufort Street and Mount Lawley, it's all dying just because of the city and stuff.
I see.
So we'll
yeah.
get to that later on, though.
Yeah.
100%.
I'm sure we will. We talk about it all the time.
Yeah.
The
Okay.
death of Mount Lawley.
Yeah.
We're lamenting it every day.
Every day.
Lamenting
Okay.
it.
Yeah, so that was my first experience to electronic sound. So it was actually drum and bass.
That's awesome, though.
Yeah. So then, later on, through friends, I start to go like to raves and listen to
Do you
side
think
trains.
Getting into drum and bass has affected your sound, your style as a DJ?
Not really, to be
Not
honest.
really.
Yeah, that was something that was only like, I would say, the first experience.
Yeah.
I do have, like, for example, I had a gig maybe 2 weeks ago,
Right.
and I closed my set with a drum and bass from that time,
Yeah.
and it was
Nice.
massive. Like, people went crazy. It was really nice. So it does have influence. I mean, yeah, I listen to it. I still listen to it.
Yeah.
But I cannot say that it influenced me as a DJ in my style at the moment. It's very like kind of different what we're doing, what I'm playing now.
Yeah. So, like, you went from, the hip hop and like drum and bass and stuff like that,
Yeah.
from your noisy neighbors and stuff to
Yeah.
and you said you moved into prog side?
Yeah,
or?
we because back like in the 2007, 2005, side trains it was really big in Brazil. It is still pretty big, but at that time it was like massive, like really big. So the Israel producers and DJs, they were like really famous there because they were playing huge festivals like for 30,000 people. So then through friends I started going to raves like that. So I was like really into psytrance, full on progressive. I was listening to it a lot, but at that point I wasn't thinking of becoming a DJ at all. Like, so it was just music. I was listening to music all the time. Like, since I got into rap, I was like, every single time that I'm doing any task or anything, playing or whatever, studying, I was listening to music. So it was just like diversifying my taste.
Yeah.
In those raves back in that time, they used to have all the style in only one stage. So the rave would start with full on, or maybe house, and then they would go to full on progressive, and then techno, And then I start to realize that I like it more the end of the party because it was like, oh yeah, I like this music. It's not like full on. It's something more like chill. I don't know. And then I start to move on to techno and house and
But see, that's the thing. Though, house and techno, they're two separate things, but they're also similar as well. But then all the subgenres and everything, like industrial techno and like Berlin and German techno, which is my favorite kind of techno, compared to like that, like Brazilian techno and like chill, mellow Chicago house, all that kind of stuff. There's the word techno and house. There's just so many different meanings behind it.
There's also like all these like subgenres of both of them. You've got like French house, and then you've got
house, like
minimal
disco
house. But there's like it's based on region as well because you're even seeing like places like Russia and Brazil. They're like emerging countries right now for that sort of for house music, and South Africa too. I think are here.
See, one thing I was just surprised about as well with what you said is that you know how you said about psytrance kind of taking off. Well, see, now in Australia we've just had like a bit of a boom over the last 5 years. I'd say 5-10 years. There's been a massive boom of psytrance, progressive psytrance, and bush doofs and bush parties and this and that. But it's like what I've always said to other people as well. It's we get it last kind of thing. It happens everywhere around the world. Like India with their what's the word? It's Goa. Their Goa music. Have you heard of Goa?
Yeah.
It's just like dun 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 dun.
At one point we had Melbourne Bounce.
That's exactly.
Gotta say.
But that's our version of commercialized trumpets kind of thing.
Right? Well, that gets us to the point. What do you think defines the Brazilian sound?
Look, it's I don't really think we have like a Brazilian sound for house and techno. We are pretty we play in what they play around the world. To be honest, there's some like sub-genres of house music that Brazilians create. There's one thing called Brazilian bass. They call Brazilian bass.
We were just listening to that. You've got like artists like Alok and
Volak.
Volak's from Russia.
I always made that mistake.
It's not really my thing, but they're big. They're really big. I can't say that they don't do a good job. It's just not for my taste. But I mean, the way that they are leading the industry, they create the genre and they put it out there. So
promote it and everything. See, we've got the same issue here where it's got dubstep. It's like I'm not a fan of dubstep anymore. Back in the day, I used to be a massive fan of dubstep and love it to bits. But the way how it's migrated and changed and modified, now you got rhythm, and it's like it's like how can you listen to that noise? But some kids love it.
I've known DJs, man. They live for that stuff.
They live for that noise of rhythm and making serum patches.
There's no melody at all.
That's it.
It is the same with Brazilian bass. What they do, they normally get a vocal. If they really want it to be a success, they get a classic vocal, and then they would put a lot of effects, boom, 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 noise and noise.
Exactly.
And noise. And there's nothing else. It's boring. Like you. I can't really
defend it.
Nah. The only thing that I can say like good about it is that the way that they market it and the way that they kind of they create a genre and they build it, they make it big. So
They respect the hustle.
Good job.
The grind, man.
Technically, it's creating a movement, though. Don't you think? It's just like the movement on Sundays. We'll get talking about that soon as well.
We'll get to that.
Yeah, but it's awesome what they create. It's what I would like to do with the music that I play. Like, it's kids, like, having them as a fan, getting to music because of them, you know? Maybe nowadays... Like, for example, maybe I could, instead of being introduced to electronic sounds by drum and bass, maybe it could for someone else it can be like Brazilian bass or dubstep, and then they will move to something else. So I don't see this as like a bad thing at all. It's still a way of people getting into electronic sounds, and then further when like if they really want to listen to it and like experience something different, I'm sure they will get to some good music.
That's
in the
exactly,
future.
yeah.
So it's the first experience. So
yeah, it's all research, and it's all just like going, yeah, I like this, but then 2 years or a year down the track, you're like, wow, I just found this song. Wow, this music's great. Then you find more, and you start researching into that, and then.
But this is, I reckon, this is the funny thing about music. Like, why would you stick only with one genre? Like, let's.
But some people do though.
Yeah, it's
the same thing with cars and phones and everything. Some people are just all for Apple, and you can't tell them different because Apple's Apple. But then same thing with Commodores. I mean, they're not making Holden anymore, but so many people have jumped up and down being like, can't get me Commodore fixed, but you know, move with the times and get a new car or something. You know, maybe buy a Toyota or something. I don't know. You know,
that's true.
But it's just the way things happen though, and genres migrate and change and modify. You know, like I was saying before, you know, it started off with Chicago house in the early mid 80s, early 90s, and migrated into like, you know, more of a ravey kind of actual house music with Frankie Knuckles and all those big names and stuff like that. But that's America's house. Yeah. And it's modified and changed now to the absolute shit house, and it's just getting to different things now. But that's where, you know, it's interesting because
it just mutate too much.
Yeah, it just mutates way too much
and becomes the bastard child, the basket case.
Well, so that's what's
like
don't you think that's what happened with rhythm to an extent?
Yeah, the basket case of dubstep.
It's like, you know, dubstep had melody, it had something going for it, and
very
then
interesting.
It just changed.
Really,
it just changed. And it went from having vocals and singing along and really good, and sometimes being a bit noisy, but now it's all just noise, and that's what rhythm is. Rhythm is just noise.
I'll never forget just watching.
People don't accept it.
I never forget watching a guy. He was an Ableton rhythm. He'd make rhythm tracks on Ableton, and just he's got that whip sound effect that you always hear in rhythm. And I just saw him for like 15 minutes just tweaking it ever so slightly. I remember just sitting there gobsmacked. I'm like, what are you doing? He said, I'm trying to get it right. He was like focusing on this one. It was like literally like 0.5 seconds, and he was just trying to tweak it. That's how much these guys love rhythm, man. They live for it.
That comes down to music production though.
Yeah.
Have you ever produced at all?
No,
never really
I haven't got into it yet.
It's such a different ball game, right? There's so much to learn how to do it and to be able to actually make sounds. And just like what you said with your mate, it's like spending 15 minutes trying to get half a second's worth of material to actually
crazy,
sit right so it sounds right.
Have you ever tried producing?
No, I haven't.
Not at all.
Yeah, not at all. And
Any plans in the future for that though?
Yeah, I do. Yeah, actually, it's something that eventually is gonna happen. But at the moment, just didn't happen. And it's crazy because just like digging into music, there's so much out there to discover, to find, and to play, and producing must be something. See, that's one thing I actually dislike about the music industry in a way, where it's like, since it's just changing and growing and modifying so quickly, that's like you can literally go and download and get all the new latest tracks. But in a month or in a year, all these new tracks pop out, and then it's like you got to stay up to date kind of thing. You got to stay with the flow and with the game. That's why, like I said before, the beginning of the podcast, how I'm a commercial DJ. It's like I focus on commercial music because it's just one area. If I was trying to do that for house and techno music, it'd just get, you know, there's so much to look into, so much to look for. Boris Brejcha, Nina Las Vegas, like all the huge names and different thing. Even if you get into like that, you kind of have to choose which way you're going.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah, because like, for example, you mentioned industrial techno. I don't play it.
Yeah.
I don't even know who produced it. You know what I mean? I don't. It's not my thing. I leave it for who knows. You know what I mean? So it's
the same thing with tropical house and minimal house and minimal techno. And
what do you play?
I always, when somebody asks me this question, I play house.
You play
That's
house.
what I say.
That's fair enough.
But and also I also give this answer because I want to simplify it. Because house is very like open. Like I love minimal house, I love deep house, I love proper house. So I'm pretty like versatile with my sets. Like everyone can can tell by my sets or listen to different sets that I have. Like I don't like to stick to only one thing. But yeah, I try to keep like always groovy. That's what I try to do. And yeah, I reckon say house just simplified.
At the end of the day, it's the genre that all DJs go back to. It's the genre for DJs.
Genre. House music. In the beginning, there was Jack.
Yeah. True. And what is happening, at least with me now, like nowadays, there are a lot of music that, like, it's similar. They sound the same.
Unfortunately, with what's happened is the big record labels and big record companies have figured out a formula. And that formula is how to make pop music and how to make things stand out. And that's why all pop music's the same now, unfortunately.
They know it works.
Yeah, and they know it works. They know what doesn't work, what's going to make the money, what doesn't make the money.
And if there's no money in experimentation.
And if it doesn't work, they just buy their way to the top of the charts.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I heard it's like one of those things, though.
I heard Michael Jackson did that.
Yeah,
he did that with Thriller.
What did he do?
I think apparently that's what they had this system of buying the records beforehand, or really just pumping them out, and they would never count returns. So apparently, I think it was Michael Jackson's. I think it was either Thriller. Isn't Thriller like the most sold album in the world?
Have you ever heard of? Yeah.
And then, but the returns was so massive. Everyone was returning it. Please look
this up. Whilst we're looking this up,
and have
you ever heard of Richie Hawtin before?
Yes.
So yeah, Richie Hawtin's huge, right? You know how he owns Beatport?
No.
So it turns out he owns Beatport, right? Or he owns part of Beatport, right?
Whoa,
Did you know that there was a massive scandal because David Guetta, right, and people like Hardwell and Tiesto and all those huge names, right, were doing exactly this, right? What was happening was on Beatport, Universal Music, or whoever signed them, right, were actually buying David Guetta's album to push it to the top of the charts.
Yeah,
Beatport.
Exactly.
And Richie Hawtin's business, Beatport, almost went under.
Wow.
Because there was a massive lawsuit because it's breaking the terms and conditions of fair trade, basically.
Of course,
yeah. Because it's like, how can small people like us make it up there if David Guetta's like, we'll throw $30 million at buying those albums. Let's just put it at the top of the ranks.
And at the end of the day, a lot of people just go for the top.
Yeah.
So
they want stuff that's accessible. That's what I hate so bad about the music industry and everything else. It's just like, it's like with Apple and Samsungs. It's like you go to Harvey Norman, Apple's right in front of you. Yeah. Samsung's right in front of you. Other brands aren't in front of you. Yeah. So when it comes to like house music and techno, people just go, okay, Tiesto kind of thing. They don't look into the, the smaller people or the still quite big people, But
it's actually the same thing because like Samsung and Apple, they would have somebody to go to each store, probably give some discount or something like that to have their product in front of everybody.
Yeah.
So
it's the same thing with Coca-Cola.
Yeah,
it's everywhere, and they pay for it to be everywhere.
Yeah. Exactly. You got to pay. You got to pay for that advertising.
Yeah.
100%.
We're on track a little bit.
The advertising thing is really dark, hey?
It's very dark, yeah.
It's a dark industry, but
it is,
that's how it happens.
It's the Century of the Self, You ever watched that documentary? Century of the Self? Oh, it's good. You've heard of it?
I reckon without the internet, like, we'd all the little guys would be screwed over by now.
Oh, but now, by now it would be.
But see, a good little a good little saying is if it's not business, if it's not business, it's not business or whatever.
Oh yeah,
because technically, Disney. I know this sounds silly, but Disney owns so much now. They own Star Wars. They own the rights to the original Alien films, the whole lot.
Wait, do they?
Yeah, they do. That's what I mean. That's why they're not going to make a new Alien film because they can't.
That's ridiculous.
Because how is it going to fit their business?
It's not.
No.
business.
Yeah. Wow. So that's what I mean. So they have their fingers in everything.
I think they own
like Universal
ESPN.
Music and all these different record labels, and unless they know it's going to make them money, they don't waste their time.
Yeah.
And if you think about it, they're so powerful because they can influence children.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Think about Marshmello. But look how much Marshmello plays on Fortnite, right?
Yeah.
And it's not even him. Like, it is Marshmello, but it's recorded, though. It has to be recorded. It can't
It's a video game character, isn't it? Wasn't it a video game character?
No, I thought he was just doing a live concert.
Alright, let's Google this. Jamie, let's Google this.
Yeah,
you know Marshmello?
No,
you know Marshmello? Is this brand...
Oh, another thing as well, I forgot to mention. We call Mitch Jamie because you know on the Joe Rogan podcast.
No.
There's a podcast called Joe Rogan. He's the biggest podcaster in the world, right?
Okay.
And his camera guy's called Jamie.
Oh yeah,
So we refer to him as Jamie.
He's really into Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. Really, he got me into Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. It's
Yeah.
Joe Rogan.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's got some big. He's got what's the name? Who's the family that invented
Gracie.
He got
Yeah.
Royce Gracie on.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, see, there we
Yeah,
go.
it was a great
But
interview.
look, how you can market that to kids? How can you market that to children?
Yeah.
It's like Marshmello. He went from a guy called .com, and he made house music, right?
Uh-huh.
And .com was in America, and I think he was in not in New York, Los Angeles or something like that.
Okay.
But then like he was making it big. He got signed on Dim Mak Records, which is Steve Aoki's label.
Uh-huh.
Started making progress and this and that. And then he decided, okay, I'm going to put a bit of a white acoustic acrylic plastic around my head.
Yeah.
And then you got Marshmello. Like,
Wow.
and then look at him now. Look up Marshmello's net worth for being kid friendly.
Yeah, that's a good question actually.
Like, check this out.
Well, he played. That's 10 million people went in to stream that.
Look at this.
That's what it looks like in real life.
Yeah, $40 million.
Wow.
Oh, there you go.
Wait.
He's inspired by Dead Mouse.
Is that him?
Yeah, that's .com.
Wow.
That's
Wow.
him.
Wow.
He's
This
just
is
a guy
not
that
even
wears a
close to
white
what I-
acrylic,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Only weighs
basically a trash can on his head.
Yeah.
only weighs 8 pounds.
Like, we should do that and go DJ.
Apparently weighs
he
4
worked
kilos.
with Deadmau 5 as well.
Did he
Yeah.
actually?
No, but yeah,
he probably
does
did.
the same. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's something a way to get attention of people.
Yeah, exactly.
Well,
Yeah.
what about
But
David?
That's
Deadmau
it.
5 is a
And Daft Punk.
yeah, it's a
Didn't-
really good.
Do you think Daft Punk were the
producer.
originators of that, or do you think it goes further than
Yeah,
them?
it goes further than that.
I mean, it goes further than that, but you think they were the
Daft
ones?
Punk were the original.
Yeah, but you think they pushed it in electronica?
Yeah, they
Yeah.
to an extent, yeah. But that's, don't you think as well with that music industry? It's like you have to kind of stand out.
You
Yeah.
do.
You have to stand
do.
out. You have to.
It is it's part of the game.
Yeah,
Like you have to think you are entertainment.
yeah,
You know, so I mean,
You gotta
it's
break
your
out
choice.
of- yeah.
If you want, if you do it well, it's gonna work. But
Mm.
it's at the same time it's your face that is out there.
exactly. Yeah.
So yeah, I
Mm.
mean,
You
I
go-
wouldn't do it, but I know it would work.
Yeah.
You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
There's a lot of guys who do a lot of very outrageous things
Yeah,
to get a lot of attention, and it works, but then you have that image forever.
yeah.
That's exactly.
Yeah.
it.
Imagine walking down the street and people just pointing at you going, that's that guy who
That's that
did
guy.
this horrible thing online.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's like the whole thing with Chris Rock, I think it was. And they went through his Twitter and they found.
No.
right?
That was, what was his face? That was the guy from Jumanji.
Guy from not Chris.
No, not Chris Trucker. No, not Chris Rock. The other guy.
What?
The other famous black comedian who looks exactly like Chris Rock. You know what I'm talking about?
No.
You're just saying that all the blacks.
No.
Okay.
All right,
What are
look
you
up
doing?
Jumanji. Look up Jumanji 2, actually. Look up
Alright, look up
Jumanji 2.
Well, it's not
Please
Jack
do.
Black though, is it?
No, it's not Jack. No, I know exactly what you're talking about. And they went through his entire Twitter feed. And he made these jokes 10 years ago. Just,
Yeah.
But then
and-
the
You
thing
mean
is,
Chris
10
Rock?
yeah, no, not Chris Rock. Jumanji 2.
I reckon it was Chris Rock.
It's not. No, man.
I reckon it was Chris
No,
Rock.
it was. What's his face?
Come on, which guy?
It's the bottom. The guy at the bottom.
That's Chris Rock.
That's what I mean. That's not Chris Rock. Yeah, you're wrong. See,
Yeah.
No, who's?
No.
who's right now? Going all?
I don't know his name, but it's definitely not Chris.
Yeah, it's not
Rock.
Chris
Yeah.
Rock. It is. Go down,
Look
please.
up actors.
No. It should be down there.
All right,
Go
no,
on.
there we go. No, go back up. Go back up. On the right hand side. No, it's producers. Sorry.
Damn it.
Just look up actors. Jumanji 2 actors. Look at this music podcast. We're talking about Jumanji.
Well, hey man, it's very important now. I'm invested.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Kevin
Hart.
Hart. That's his
Kevin
name.
Hart,
Not
yeah.
not Chris Rock. Yeah, Kevin Hart.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's what happened to him. Yeah.
And he couldn't host the Oscars. They
Yeah,
literally
yeah,
stopped. They
okay.
protested him from hosting the Oscars.
Oh, that's right, because he said something about gay people.
He made a joke about gay people. Yeah,
yeah, 10 years ago.
10 years ago on Twitter.
Yeah.
But look,
This
that's
happens.
really bad. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because if you like, I don't know if you guys follow stand up, but if you watch like Lisa Lampanelli, do you know who Lisa
Yeah, I know
Lampanelli
Lisa
is?
Lampanelli.
No?
If you listen to her jokes, like probably 2005 or whatever,
Yeah,
mate, it's really heavy.
they're
like,
racist.
like racist and like homophobic. It's
it changed.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, Eddie Murphy, man. You ever watched, was it Raw?
Live and Raw, whatever.
Yeah, Live and Raw. Man, those first 10 minutes, you're going, oh, you could not do that now.
Yeah.
Absolutely not. Oh, I can't even. we can't even watch it. I think we before we get striked, but you know what I'm talking about.
I think even music, like, because there's some songs that I listen to, like, from the 80s, 90s. I mean, I don't know in English, but in Portuguese they couldn't sing it nowadays. Like, some of them is like very misogynist. Some of them were homophobic as well. And even like there's I was telling you that I going to music through rap. So there's one big group, like rap group in Brazil called Racionais, like the Rationals, right? So
will you look them up if possible? Let's have a look at them.
So what would I search to find them?
I can spell. It's
Jumanji 2.
But it's to make a point. It was good.
Oh, sorry. R.
Interesting.
Interesting. C.
Yeah, I thought it was interesting.
O. N. A. No. Sorry. N. Yeah. N. A. I. S. And then, that's the one. Yeah.
Okay.
So they're massive there.
If I go all instead of news.
Yeah, there you go. Go on their Wikipedia.
Racinos MP. Racinos?
Audio video. Yeah, we can skip through a video.
Racionais, yeah.
Racinos.
One of them.
Yeah, but this is an old one. Like, go back once.
It's on Google search.
It's open a whole new tab.
Yeah, that's alright. This is probably like 2000.
Yeah,
2001, 2000.
Oh, 2001.
This is 2017 here.
No, but this is an old album as well. This, like that one, go back. Yeah, this one is probably the latest one that they releasing.
Do you mind translating this for us at all?
What's that?
Can you translate this for us at all? Or?
It would be really hard because a lot of, but they're talking about like, I don't know. It's rap.
It's rap. We know what they're talking. We know what they're rapping about.
Yeah. So. Yeah, so they used to have some misogynist lyrics back in the day, and even now they don't sing it anymore. Like even like fans really want to listen to their tracks, they don't sing it anymore because they realized that it was wrong. And I think that was like for Kevin Hart, it was the same. Like he wouldn't do a joke like that nowadays.
People grow. Exactly. It would destroy his career.
People grow.
But that's the thing. If you were in the Oscars, would you give him the job?
Yeah.
Because you don't want your brand related to someone like that.
So
targeted. You have the pressure of the society on you because of that. So
because everyone's coming after you. Exactly.
Yeah.
But see, that's a similar thing as well. It's like, did you ever hear about the Olympics? Was it in London? When did they have the Olympics near England or something?
Was it?
They had it in London
2008.
No, Google Fatboy Slim.
Yeah, 2008.
Because Fatboy Slim did the Olympics as well.
Okay.
And when he did the Olympics, he was in like a moving float kind of thing. And with that, none of his equipment was plugged in. Absolutely nothing. Okay. But that's because if he can't ruin the Olympics, if you're DJing, you can't scratch or do a spin back and stuff it up or something like, I just ruined the Olympics. Like, 2012.
But when was China? Was that 2008?
No, that was after.
2016. Yeah, it was 2016.
Yeah, 2016. China.
But I don't know. Maybe.
Yeah, time flies when you're having fun, isn't it? Doesn't it, Damo?
No, I don't know. I'm not like keeping up with the Olympics, bro.
Yeah. So, with that, then, so what type of gigs what got you into DJing? How did you get into DJing, and how did you learn and stuff?
2010.
You were still in Brazil at the time.
Yeah, I was still in Brazil.
Sao Paulo, right?
Sao Paulo, yes.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
So
look at the population of Sao Paulo.
It's like the second biggest city after Rio.
I think no, it's the biggest in South
Brazil.
America, actually.
Oh, right.
Wow.
It's the 5th biggest city in the world. Like,
really?
We're just behind like New York, London.
It's a big place.
Yeah, it's a huge place. Yeah.
Okay.
So in 2010. I was kind of middle of college, but like every Saturday and Friday going to clubs and parties, same
the
thing.
usual stuff.
Yeah. And then I kind of like let's imagine that São Paulo is Perth, right? And I would live in Joondalup, right? So we would have all the gigs in Perth, but not gigs in Joondalup, right?
Yeah.
So I was like, why not start to making some gigs in Joondalup, which was like the place that I used to live. So
what was that place called in São Paulo?
Ribeirão Pires.
Right, I'm not gonna try and
don't try. Yeah, but yeah, so we start to do some small parties there, like for some friends. Like on the weekends, we would hire a place. Yeah, we would share the costs. Anyone bring your own drink and let's have fun. So then and then in 2011 we start to try to take things to the next level. So we booked like 3 acts, like Brazilian acts, but they were pretty big. One of them is called Clickbox.
Right.
They released for Hitch Out label.
Okay.
Which is called Minus. I don't know if you heard about it, but they were really big in this time, like probably 2008, 2010, 2012. But they were like minimal techno. So we booked them. I started to do parties since then. So that was a project that I had with a friend. Then we stopped. We couldn't make any money from it.
So that point, what did you own? Did you have were you using a controller or did you have some like?
I didn't have anything. We would hire everything.
You would hire everything.
Yeah.
So just CDJs or Pioneer equipment.
Yeah, we would hire we had a guy. He would hire everything for us, like the stage, the speakers, the setup, everything.
That's pretty good though. So you had someone allocated to do all that whilst you did everything else.
This guy, he has a company, so he would hire for like any event that people still do it nowadays. So and then we get a security and everything, and we started to do these parties. Then we didn't make any money from it.
So you were charging entry?
Yeah, we were. Yeah. As I said, those guys were pretty big already. So like it was actually we took a step. Like, what do you say in English when you take a step
back?
No, or higher than you should.
You bit off more than you chew.
Yeah,
than you can chew.
You bit off more than you could chew.
Yeah. That was what we did. So we didn't make any money from it. Then probably like 2 years later, I was I realized what we have done wrong at that time. So I started again a different project with a friend. So then we start to do like smaller parties. We start to run some parties with the council, because over there it's a little bit different. Actually, you can get the council to help you out to produce your event, and then you can produce a free event for everybody because it's promoting culture.
Yeah.
So that's
I wish we had that here.
Yeah. And but that was something like really.
So the city council would actually help you to make a party.
Yeah.
Right. Because we just have to struggle against our city.
I know.
to get a party to happen.
That was one thing that when I first got here, I was like, no. I'm not staying here. What the fuck? I can't do party. Like, there's so many nice places here that you could throw a party, but you can't because nobody.
No one's gonna allow you to.
Yeah, definitely not.
It's ridiculous. All of the restrictions here in Perth.
Yeah. Even if you check on YouTube, I don't know if you can open it, but if
we have the technology.
Okay. Good.
What am I looking up?
If it's called Boli, so it's BOLI, I'll probably have.
Is it a Facebook page or?
Yeah, you can find us on Facebook. So it's true happening nowadays. They just did a party last weekend at the beach.
Okay.
And then for Carnival, and they're doing one more. No, it's just BO.
Oh, it's auto filled in.
BO, yeah. Here probably if you go for page, no, it's not there. Yeah, that's
This is the page here.
Yeah. This is the event actually.
I've never heard of this.
Yeah. This is back in Brazil. Yeah.
This is
that was one of this event that you selected. It was one of the events that the council helped us to set it out. So it was under a bridge.
That specific event
that is so cool.
This one, yeah. And we call Bali kick out because it was the first party that we did outside the venue, and then we say we were kicked out of the venue, so now we are on the streets. So that's why we did the party on the street.
So it was actually a really street party.
Yeah, it was.
How many people
under the
rocked
bridge?
up?
This one we had about like 500.
That's all right.
Yeah, it's really nice.
Street party, that's pretty cool.
The second one we had 700 people. This one went live on.
What, live streamed?
Yeah, on
Facebook or
Facebook, and then it's still on YouTube if you want to. There's one page called Dimension, which is that one Dimension TV.
Yeah.
So these guys, they are like kind of the boiler room of São Paulo. You know?
Oh really?
No,
okay.
like, I would say the boiler room. I would say more like dancing trip, or those they
like that kind of
they
thing.
live stream parties. So for example, this is Stefan Bodzing, and they did it with our events as well.
That's pretty cool though.
Yeah, they're really nice. Yeah,
because that's the thing is that boiler rooms all around the world. They've got boiler room in London, Paris. They've got one over in Adelaide, I think, as well, maybe. But it's just everywhere around the world, and it's just like so niche. But like the way I've always looked at things is like if you get a gig for a boiler room set, and you've made it.
That's it.
Yeah, because you're playing boiler room. You're playing in LA, or if you get to play things like in the lab as well. Have you ever heard of them as well?
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Yeah, if you get to play in the lab, you're pretty up there. Yeah, you're a well-known name.
100%. Yeah, 100%.
So that's not too bad. So then after that, what ended up happening?
Yeah. So during that time, once we decide to go to the streets, like the council would let you to run the party on the street. They would help with security, toilets, like power generator.
Really, as well? They give you porta potties and stuff.
Yeah.
Wow. For free?
Yeah.
Holy crap!
Yeah,
holy shit!
But the thing is, like, it's not like everybody can do it.
Yeah.
So to get to that point, we had to present a project to them. So I went to a lot of meetings. They gave us some training how everything should work. So it wasn't like just like I want to do a party. You know? Like we have content from our previous party, and we really wanted to make it for the music, to promote the music in Joondalup, the area that we were living. Yeah. So that was. That's how we got into it, but we still need to provide the sound system. We still had to provide the DJs, the setup. So I was like, okay, let's buy a setup. So we're doing parties quite often, so it would be quite handy instead of renting from somebody every single time. I'm gonna buy it. So that was when I started to play, because then I had the setup at home. So I was like, okay.
Yeah.
All right. Let's get into it. So, but I used to, like research music already, but just for fun, just because I like it. But then once I had this setup at home, then I started to play it, and then
What setup do you have now at home?
I still have the same setup that I bought back there.
Really?
Which is, I mean, I changed the mixer.
Right.
I had.
It'd be super expensive over there as well.
It's
to buy,
very expensive
because they've got the really high electronics VAT in Brazil, right?
It's very expensive.
VAT?
Well, it's the same as it's similar to GST. They just call it VAT, value-added tax.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I've never heard of that actually.
Yeah, if any electronics that if you want to buy it in Brazil is like ridiculous.
They have a, I think don't quote me on this, I think it's a 300% tax on electronics from outside the country. So
So
Pioneer
how-
mixers, they're probably made in China now, but
Yeah.
Japan or China or wherever they're made, that's 300% tax added on top. So you'd be paying 3 times the price for.
See, like that's one thing I found astounding is like in China, right? It's like because I've been to China 4 times. I've been inland and stuff like that for business and stuff with my parents. But with that, it's like everyone owns a van or everyone owns a small car. But it's like there's no in between. You don't own a sedan. You don't own this or that. It's like either you own a 7 or 9 person van or a small car or a Ferrari or a Lamborghini or a Porsche or this or that. But then apparently with that, it's like to own a BMW. For them over there, it's like a BMW M3 is a luxury car. It's a good car here, but it's not, you know, a $300,000-$400,000 car kind of thing. For them over there, it's like a $300,000 car.
Yeah.
I didn't even really like. So how much was the equipment then? Like 30 grand or something? Like
No, not that much. I mean, if you convert for dollars, it would probably I paid about $1,000, 1,000 something.
US though, or
No, Australian. I would say
1,000 Australian.
Yeah, maybe a little bit.
And
more.
what did you get? But did we?
I got a pair of 350.
A pair of 350s.
Yeah, and one Behringer mixer.
Right.
Which is shit nowadays. I want to kick it. Like I still have it, but I don't use for anything.
yeah. So CDJ 300,
350. Yeah.
Let's have a look at them. Let's pull them up.
All right, let's do
They're
it.
pretty old school.
Yeah, I still have them. Yeah, that's what I play at home.
Yeah.
But then I got like a 450 mixer, which is like pretty new.
What, a DJM 450?
Yeah.
Okay.
And
See, that's
2
all you-
turntables.
That's kind of all you really need. I mean, for stuff that I do, I'm a bit more technical. I need cue points and like all that and this and that. Like, because I use Tractor. I use Tractor S4 Mark III.
Yeah,
I've been using Tractor since it came out.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not going to start rambling on about it. But it's just, I've been using Tractor because it's
Alex is a little Tractor fanboy. Everything's about Tractor.
Everything's
Yeah.
about Tractor.
Okay.
That's all I use.
I've never. I mean, I've had a go, but never going to like any Serato or Tractor. Yeah.
It's just, you know, apples and oranges though.
Yeah.
Apple and Samsung kind of thing. It's different.
Mhm.
That's all it is.
Yeah. But I wish I had like the link though. Like the link, probably the loop, because you can't really use the loop in this CDJ. So sometimes I will like.
And you don't have the link either, do you?
You don't.
No.
That's
So
that's
it's all by ear. Because I'm guessing you don't have the waveform either.
no, you don't.
No.
You
Yeah.
don't. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
All going off ears.
but I have a pair of turntables as well. So you know it's
It's just
you
all
know,
by ear.
yeah.
Yeah, you're doing it proper.
Yeah. But I wish I
Don't
had.
quote me on that.
I wish I had like link and probably I'll update.
When do you think you're going to update?
I'm not in a rush, to be honest.
Not in a rush?
Yeah, the money that I get, I buy records, to be honest. Yeah.
How good are your ears since mixing on that? Like, how good are you with mixing by ear now?
Yeah, look at that. That's a good thing. When
Yeah.
I go to the club and I get the 2000 Nexus, it's like okay, it's easy, you know.
Yeah.
It's really easy.
There you
But
go.
exactly, because that's the biggest thing. I always got told, start off on vinyl, work your way up.
Yeah.
Because in that way you can use your ears and learn how to DJ authentically. And then work your way up. Nah, I just use my laptop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But look, to me, it doesn't really matter. It's just the media that I prefer. I like to buy records because I think it's fun and I can find music that I cannot find like digital.
Exactly, yeah.
But at the end of the day, what really matters is, you know, what is coming out of your gear, you know.
Of course, yeah.
So like, whatever, mate. You play a record, but you don't mix one nice track. Like you can't mix two tracks together. Like, so what is the point?
Yeah.
So
I actually
go
appreciate that.
go use anything else. You know. That's the thing. Like, why? Like, I've seen a lot of people like fighting now records or
using the sync
CDJs, their
button
controllers.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter, mate. Like,
Yeah.
what really matters is what the reaction of the crowd at the club. Like, can you really make the dance?
Yeah.
That's it.
That's exactly
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
100%.
Can you make them dance and buy drinks?
Yeah,
There you
that's
go.
it. They're gonna spend money at the
100%.
bar.
Yeah.
That's
I just can't
Yeah.
believe that was street raves though. It's like, because going back to that, it's just so different here.
Yeah.
For us, it's like, you have an event and then it's like, okay, you can either get paid by percentage of the bar, but they have to buy drinks,
Yeah.
or you do tickets, or you just
Or you just don't have the event.
Yeah.
you just don't have the event. Yeah.
Yeah, no one's buying alcohol in Perth anyway.
Yeah.
No.
At your
but,
events.
but like just as we are in this street parties thing, for example, like next week they are having like the carnival, so they will like go with a truck with sound around some streets and people will follow it and like DJs playing. So it happened for different types of music. So it will have one for samba, one for I don't know
That's
bands.
in Brazil, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that happened
yeah.
here. Where? I don't
Yeah.
know.
Well,
Well, I don't
to
know.
be
Yeah,
honest,
it's obviously a Brazilian thing.
every single carnival I get homesick.
Carnival.
You
Yeah.
go homesick.
Yeah, I'm homesick now because I watch these stories of my friends on Instagram. I was like, yeah,
It must
I
be,
wish I
like,
was there.
A
So
lot of fun, hey?
Is that
It
the
is, yeah.
official carnival kind of thing? Because isn't there an official carnival kind of thing, like Mardi Gras and all this other?
Or there are
massive
multiple
festivals?
carnivals.
Yeah, like it's the different parts of the country celebrate it different ways.
Okay.
So,
Is it kind of just like a Patriots Day kind of thing, like Australia Day in a way, or is how?
yeah, it seems like Australia. They like I would say like if we had one event in Australia that could compare with
It would be
Carnival,
Australia.
would be Australian Day.
Well, there you
'cause-
go.
Just-
And Melbourne Cup as well, but
Yeah.
Melbourne Cup, everyone like dress really nice
Yeah.
and this sort of
appropriately
thing.
and stuff.
Whereas like in Carnival, like it's just about fun. So like guys would dress like girls or having like costumes and
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah. A lot
Yeah, I
of
can see that.
colorfuls. Yeah. I think Australian Day is very similar. The only difference that it's funny because we have 4 days carnival, but then they do the pre-carnival, and then they have post-carnival. So it's like 1 month or maybe more of parties.
It's a month of party. Holy shit! Okay. And
Yeah.
is alcohol cheap over in Brazil as well?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm not surprised.
What-
It's like-
Yeah.
was that another thing?
Well,
when
every
you came
country is
here?
basically cheaper than Australia.
But
Yeah.
when you came here, were you just like, what is this shit? Like $40 for a bowl of vodka? Like,
I'm
Yeah.
genuinely interested what someone from another country thinks about the price of alcohol. Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
very expensive,
Mm.
but I really like the variety of beers that you guys have here.
Right.
I'm a beer person, so I like the variety of the beers that you guys have here. But yeah, to get drunk, if you want to go out and get drunk, it's way more expensive. So
Yeah.
yeah.
If you were going out for a night out in Sao Paulo,
Mhm.
how much would that roughly cost you for a good night out?
Australian dollars.
In
yeah,
Australian
yeah. I don't know. Let's say
Don't say $30.
no. It's not.
$20.
No, it's not that. It's not that cheap because that's like you would pay a lot to get into the
Okay.
club. So
So is that, just quickly, is that where the differences kind of thing? It's like, buying drinks is cheap, but then payment and entry fee is expensive, or?
the thing is like you can drink before like as
pre-drinks.
yeah. So if you drink outside the club, you don't need to drink at home. You can just drink in a pub, so it would be cheaper.
Yeah.
Inside the club would be a little bit more expensive. But I mean, it depends on what you call a really good night out.
Right.
So I would still say that if you really want to drink in the club and go to a nice club, you probably would still spend like, I don't know, $200.
Right.
Yeah,
Okay.
or $150.
But like $200, $150 is like going to the shittest clubs in
Yeah.
Perth for a night out.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is like going to a nice club and drink as much as you like, you know.
Like
Yeah.
when I went to the UK, it costs anywhere between £2 and £3 to get into a nightclub, and then drinks were between £2 and £4.
Wow.
So
Yeah. That's why I was saying like $30. So literally,
you can
there
go
for
out for 30, 40 Australian dollars and
Right.
be pretty
Yeah.
set.
Yeah,
As
go-
long as you only go to 1 or 2 nightclubs.
What was
Yeah.
the special you had? It was like £2 vodka shots or something like that.
Yeah, so I held I actually hired a nightclub out in Colchester in the UK, and I think it cost me £500 to rent out, of which I got all of it back at the end. It was just a deposit.
Okay.
And I got to keep 40% of the drink sales.
Oh wow.
I also
40%.
They also let me just pick whatever drink specials I want. They were like, here's what we have. Do whatever drink specials you want. So it was equivalent of 4 UDLs. So they don't have UDLs over there. They call them VKs, but they're basically UDLs, right?
Okay.
Vodka mixes, candy water, basically. But it was 4 for £6.
4 for £6.
£6 is about 10 Australian dollars.
Yeah, $2 each. Oh no,
That's really good.
yeah, no.
In a club.
In a nightclub. In a nightclub. Yeah.
Is that $2.50 each?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, probably something like that. Yeah, but still, like $2.50, $3 a drink.
Wait, is it £2 pounds?
$10 for 4 drinks.
And you can get beer cheaper than that. And shots were, I think, like £2.50 for most shots.
So that'd be like £5. That'd be $5.
It's a little bit less than double.
Yeah.
So
How
it'd be
is that?
about
$4.80.
something like that.
Australia needs to step their game up, don't you think? I mean, like there was at one stage there was talk about them raising the price of goon bags to about $40, $50 a goon bag, but I don't think that will happen.
Probably not. I can't imagine it.
Yeah, $50.
I think I'd be kind of the death of the nightclub industry.
You know what goon bags are, though, right?
No.
Okay, you got to Google Cooler Bar now.
Goon bags.
Goon bags. So basically, it's like boxed wine. Like, you know,
Oh, I've seen those.
Yeah, the pillows. Kind of thing.
If I just type in goon, it'll come up.
Yeah.
Right?
No, come on, with a movie.
Oh my god, there's a movie called Goon.
Now look up goon bag.
Okay, Goon.
It makes you act like a goon, but it's like 40
There we
cent
go.
drinks. Yeah, one of those.
Yeah, I've seen those. Yeah.
Yeah. And they even see look, there's
They
one.
come in boxes like that.
The Australia's
And
wines.
the boxed wine
Like,
here.
look at the wine's greatest bloody. See the one in the bloody beach.
And they're like $5, isn't it?
No, they're like $10, $15. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but you
because
get
we-
like 5 liters of
5
wine.
liters.
5 liters of
Yeah,
wine.
they're pretty cheap.
yeah. That's what I'm saying. It's
That's-
like
I
40
mean-
standard drinks. It's like 12%, 5 liters or something.
Wine's like the only thing they don't tax in Australia.
Yeah. And that's why we're lucky because, it kind of works in our favour, I guess. It gets people to drink more wine.
Mm.
Don't you think, Damo?
I think so. Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
So yeah, we sidetracked a bit, but then so all the way back to with the so we were talking about your event, and then we were talking about council running it, and we were talking about help me out here.
We're talking about how much cheaper it was over there as well.
Yeah, and then
But-
like
Well, the real question is, what's the safety like over there?
Yeah.
What's the safety like running these events?
Well, for the event it was cool because first we would have the police
Yeah.
because the council would
provide cops.
so you just have the police always there.
That's
Yeah.
sick.
That's
They-
pretty good. Though.
Yeah,
They
the
provide
police
security.
the police
Yeah.
wouldn't be there all the time
Yeah.
because it was 500 700 people, but everyone there knew someone, you know what I mean? Kind of soon vibe that
Yep.
everyone who goes there, they know somebody else.
Yeah.
So it's really rare to have somebody like random just to show up.
Yeah.
So it was pretty easy to control. So we didn't have any fights or any problems
That's
like that.
so good.
That's,
Yeah.
Was drugs a massive problem? Was anyone taking drugs at these street
Yeah, they
festivals?
would take drugs, but that was a good balance because, I mean, the police was there to help us if we had any problem,
Yeah.
but they wouldn't be in there all the time
Fast.
to avoid people not be comfortable
Yeah.
enough in a party. You know what I mean?
Pretty good security.
Yeah. Like they were like just it's pretty much like that. If you don't cause any problems for us,
Yeah.
we are here to help you out. You know what I
Exactly.
mean? So yeah,
That's so
we
good.
we made their job easy, and yeah, they were there to help us.
Because that's the
in case
biggest
we
problem
need.
we've got in Australia. We're kind of this is off the record, but like the Australian police are kind of like a gang in a way. And when I say they're like a gang, it's like, they got to fill a quota, they got to get speeding tickets, they got to find people. They've always in Perth, it's a lot better, like kind of thing. But in Busselton and small country towns, they pick on you because you P plates, kind of thing.
Yeah.
They will pick on you because they can, kind of thing, and they get bored, so they'll hang out the front of McDonald's and stuff like that, or or bloody not Baskin Robbins, bloody donuts.
I still think it's thieving us that we're like the only country in the world that has hidden speed cameras.
Yeah.
Are we the only ones?
Yeah, we're the only country in the world that has hidden maneuverable speed cameras.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
That you can change the location, this and that. Unfortunately.
We do have it in Brazil as well, but they have signs.
Yeah.
They tell you like you are in an area
The
where
speed cameras.
you might have speed cameras. So
Yeah,
That's much better. That's a much better system.
So
Yeah.
much better. Because then you're aware, and it's like you actually get to figure out, that, oh look, there's a speed camera coming up, better slow down. Instead of being like, oh that fucker is hiding in the bush.
yeah, it's sad because it's not about the security.
No.
No.
It's just exactly. It's about them making money.
Yeah. When you tell people that they're, they can be, you can have like speed cameras in the area, they would think, okay, I will reduce the speed. So it kind of works in a way that the person doesn't know, but they might be in the area, so they would reduce the speed, so it kind of reduce the risk of accidents.
Yeah,
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, that's what it's supposed to be about. Reducing accidents. Yeah, not just
So it
making
should
money
be.
and
No,
putting it in
it's
your
not
pocket.
about
Which is
making
why if they
money,
didn't
yeah.
have hidden, which is why they're hidden. Shouldn't they be warning us about speed cameras if
It's
they
a
were
revenue raiser.
Yeah, it's like, why would you hide it if
yeah,
you
so-
want to know that
Well,
there's speed
every
cameras?
other developed nation in the world knows that the actual the whole point of hidden speed cameras defeats the purpose of
Exactly,
the
that's
whole
what I'm
safety.
just, yeah, it
Yeah.
defeats the purpose because you don't know that there's hidden cameras
I
until
know,
it's too
so
late.
it's so blatantly obvious
Yeah.
that it's literally just a money cash grab.
Yeah.
yeah.
But-
Yeah.
There's one thing that I would like to understand, and it's good to be here with you guys that grow up here, and probably you can tell better than me. But why is the license of clubs doesn't allow clubs to go up to 7 a.m. or 8
Yeah, see,
a.m.?
that's an issue, isn't it? Because over in Brazil and Portugal and everything, they can stay open for days and days and days.
Even
right?
Sydney or Melbourne. So,
Sydney for a while, but then we had the lockout laws and that.
They're slowly getting reversed,
Yeah.
aren't they?
Yeah,
Yeah,
they're
they're starting
getting
to go.
reversed. And I went to, I was there last year, and they had the lockout, but the lockout was okay, they closed the club at 2 a.m. if I'm not wrong,
Yeah,
Yeah.
they don't let anyone new in after
Yeah.
2. Yeah.
but the party's still going on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then 3 a.m. they stop the drinks,
Yeah.
and then they start the drinks at 5 again.
Okay.
And then they open the club at 5 again.
Uh,
So okay, you have the lockouts, right? But
There's
if you're going,
workarounds.
you can get to the club before.
That's a really
Get
smart
there
way
at
of
2
doing
a.m.
it.
and stay until 7 or whatever.
Right.
Yeah.
You can handle 2 hours without drinks inside the club.
Yeah.
That's probably
that's probably for the best, actually.
that's what I would say. That's probably a good thing because
Yeah.
But you can still get water as well, right?
yeah, that's
Exactly.
it. You force people to drink water, so it's a good thing.
Yeah.
So they would drink water, and then 5 a.m. Yeah, okay.
That's
Go back
a
into
very
it again.
smart
I
tactic.
feel like that's
That's
a way
really
better.
good, yeah.
That's what the lockout law should be.
Yeah, 100%.
And I think that's at the moment that's one of the main things that holds any event in Perth.
Yeah.
Any event, I'm not talking about house music, I'm talking about anything, because you get at home, let's say Friday, you finish work at 5, you want to go home, have a shower, eat something, relax before going out, and then you go to the club, you get there 9, 10,
Yeah.
and then the club finish at
2.
yeah, so
Sucks.
Yeah.
yeah.
And unfortunately, that's the issue because even with Capital and Amplifier, they can only close at 4 a.m. if it's packed flat out. Amplifier can stay up until 5, but Capital has to shut around 4 or something, or 3:30 or whatever.
Mhm.
But unless it's flat out public holiday or something like that, or New Year's or something like that, they can't stay open till 5:30. It's
Okay.
5 a.m. done.
Maximum,
Yeah, which is so shit because then it'd be so good. It's like New Year's, people want to still keep partying and stuff like that. They just go
Yeah.
back for afters or
That's
it.
kick-ons kind
Because
of
you're
thing.
just literally partying until the next day.
Yeah. Yeah,
Exactly.
So with that though, so how are parties over there then? Because like you said, with that, it's
in
like
Sydney.
not Sydney, but how you said the one
South
that
Pole. You want me to go?
Yeah.
yeah, I'm all good. The one that you threw, what time did that start and finish?
That's a day party.
That was a day party.
Yeah, that's a day party. But then it's it was our choice. We wouldn't take the risk of doing it at night.
Yeah.
Because then, at night,
think it's a bit dangerous.
Even the people,
The
they
people can
would,
get CDR.
Yeah, they would get really, really drunk, and we didn't want this problem for us.
Yeah.
So we would do the party like probably from 2 p.m. to 11 midnight maximum, and then that's it.
That's all right though.
Yeah.
2 p.m. to midnight.
It's a very smart
That's
move.
still
Really
like 8
good.
hours of partying.
A day party,
Yeah.
day party in the street,
Yeah.
Yeah.
8 hours.
Perfect,
You'll be
yeah.
sunburnt. You'll
Yeah.
be tired. You just want to go
Yeah.
home.
And, but,
like-
good fun.
and we do after parties as well. So
Yeah.
like you would do the party, so you have 500. So that's a kind type of the strategy as well, like part of the strategy. So you're doing a party for free for 700 people. How are you gonna make some money from it? Like, 'cause
Exactly,
it's a lot of work. So you run after party. You might not get 700 people, but you get 200, 300, and that's when you make some money to at least pay your costs.
Yeah. So then with that party then, so like you covered your costs, right?
Pardon?
You covered your costs with that
Yes,
party?
yes, yeah.
But then was that similar, like you just said, like at the after party you got a bit more profit kind
Yeah,
of thing?
that's what we would do. But the idea of having the free party, again, it was to promote the culture.
Yeah.
It also make the brand stronger.
Yeah.
So
Well, exactly. It would make the brand stronger because everyone's like, yeah, this place is this
That's it,
logo,
yeah.
this business is
Yeah.
awesome kind of thing.
so you're gonna do a party for free, and then you do 2 closed parties, and then you do one more for free, and that's the balance. So you give them, but
yeah.
It's like crack. You give it to
Yeah.
them free the first
that's
time,
it. It's exactly like
And
crack.
then they get hooked.
Give them a little bump, you give them a little taste test.
Yeah,
exactly.
Oh, I see you want some more, huh?
Yeah, yeah.
Or $20 extra.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was the idea.
This is
Yeah.
better stuff, That's why it's more.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
okay.
yeah, and now I'm trying to kind of do the same in Perth.
Yeah.
Trying to push
Is
a
it getting-
sound that I believe not for free. It's not possible.
Oh,
Yeah,
You
it's
probably
not
get a
here.
huge fine here
Yeah.
if you try to do something. We did a party at New Year's at the beach, which was really good, and we stayed like until 8:30 in the morning.
Really?
It was pretty cool.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Yeah, it was pretty cool.
Could you see the fireworks or anything like that as well, or
No. Yeah, we just
Yeah,
put the
just the beach.
speakers there.
yeah?
Yeah.
But did you have to run a generator as well? Or did you have
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, like my friends, I have another Brazilian friends, and like not only Brazilians but like Australians and Italians as well, that they are into the same sounds.
Yeah.
So yeah, whenever we get together, we try to make some parties. That actually, I was like, yeah, I'm not sure if we should do this party at New Year's, and the boys was like, yeah, let's do it. Like Leandro Bruno Manso, Leandro Monteiro, which is like they play at Geisha. Bruno plays at Movement, and the Aries as well. They are resident of my party, Michael Douglas. So the boys were like, yeah, no, let's do it. And there's Eric as well. There's he runs that Brazilian party that we were talking about.
Yeah.
So the boys were like, yeah, let's do it. It was like, yeah, okay. You guys win.
Yeah, that's
Let's
it.
do
Have
it.
fun.
It was actually sick.
Yeah.
It was a good. Even nowadays, when I see some people that were in the party, they came to us and say, yeah, that was my best
Yeah.
New Year's ever. Yeah.
There you go.
That's really good. That's how good is that to be able to have someone tell you that though. That's one thing I love about the DJing is because when you go out and play out and about and you get to see someone's first kiss, or they come up to you and be like, oh, this is my favorite song, or can you play this, and you make their night.
Yep.
It's such a good feeling
Mhm.
because it's like I did that kind of thing. I made that party,
Yeah.
and that person just told me they had the best New Year's ever
Yeah.
because of the party I threw.
Yeah.
It's such a
Yeah.
good vibe, good feeling. everything.
Yeah, that's how about it.
Yeah.
That's yeah.
Were you going to say something before, Mitch?
If I was, I've forgotten what I was going to say.
Oh, okay.
That's alright, man. It's all
I
good.
see how it is.
So we're
That's
doing
alright.
good. We're doing
So
good.
then after that, so you moved to Australia, you moved to Perth.
Yeah.
How did you get involved with the Nevermind crew and stuff like that?
I went like that was my first night out here. So I went to Nevermind, and
Did you just hear about it from a friend, or?
Yeah. I mean, I got here. I didn't have any money because I spent all my money paying my English course.
Yeah.
So I was here like for 1 month, and then my friend told I was like really into house music, and then I met a Brazilian girl, and she said, "Yeah, there's like here. There's only 2 clubs, which is Geisha, and then there's Movement on Sundays that like a lot of people go there, and it's free entry. Like, go check this out." So I went there, and then the event would start like 4, so I got there at 5. Nobody was there.
Yeah.
Like, that's one more thing that I don't understand about Perth. Why people go to the club so late?
I know.
Yeah,
I know, right?
It's a thing.
Okay,
It's just a thing.
I got there
It's a
like
cultural
at
thing.
5, and then there was just Ace there, like the guy who runs the club, and then I told him, and the DJ that was playing, and then we actually started to talk. I was struggling to speak English at that time, but
Yeah.
I told him that I was a DJ, and then he said, "Yeah, can I listen to your set or something like that?" I was like, "I don't really have any set online," because at that point I deleted everything from my SoundCloud.
Okay. Why did you do that? Was it just personal reasons, or?
Yeah, just I didn't like anything that was there. And now it's good because nowadays I think twice before upload anything. I really upload something that I really like.
Yeah.
I would rather upload something that is good than a lot of content, you know.
Yeah. It's complete opposite of what I do, but
yeah, but that's me. Yeah, that's me.
Yeah, I record all my DJ sets.
Yeah.
Like literally, as soon as I go to work, I open my laptop, press record, kind of thing.
Yeah.
But that way, so that I can go, okay, I've played here, I've played there, I've done this, and I've done that. It's like a resume. But there are so many bad sets in amongst that. Where it's just like playing.
It's
live
good for self-learning as well.
Yeah.
Like listening back and going, "Oh shit, I could have done better there."
That's a good thing if you listen to it. I sometimes record it and I listen to it.
Whenever I'm just mixing at home by myself, I always record it and listen back to it and go, "Okay, that could have been better. That could have been better."
Yeah.
And sometimes you also find like 2 songs that go really well together, or 3 songs that go well together, and then you've got that recording there to remember what those 3 songs were, so you can redo that again live.
Yeah, I do that as well, 100%. But
so then he told me, as you can tell, nobody here is here on the first hour, so come and like DJ. And then I did, and apparently he liked it. Then Eric,
Was that Ace that you met?
Yeah, Ace,
straight away.
Yeah.
Lucky you.
Yeah.
Just walking in and running into Ace, huh?
Oh, he was the only person in the club.
In the club, yeah.
So then, I played there again the second time with Eric. Eric Namorato is the guy who run the Brazilian parties. So we played back to back there. He actually Ace invited him, and he invited me to play with him because I played in one house party and he liked the music that I played, so that's why he invited me. So that was the second time, and then from that time on, Ace started to invite me.
And now you're running your own headline shows.
Yeah. And then he invited me to be the headline. I'm doing my event there. So it's a good relationship that I have with Nevermind. Like, I think it's just I feel like home. Like, I really feel comfortable there. All my friends go to there. It's open air. Like, I play there. It's I really like the vibe.
It's strange. I think more people should take the effort to go to Nevermind, because whoever I talk to about Nevermind, they always swear by it. It's not like the first thing they say, it's not about like, oh yeah, the club's really good, they play really good music. It's always about the people first.
It's the vibe and the
So
atmosphere.
it's quite obviously they have some special like groups of people going there to create the vibe that's there.
But there's one thing about it as well, like Ace, he opened the club for some crews like we do, like Michael Douglas, Soluk, and other crews that used to do parties there, and they bring their own people and like their vibe, which is amazing. Like, I don't know if you guys have checked the Soluk events, they create an amazing vibe. And it's different. Like if you go to Nevermind every day and then you go to a Suluk party, you say, wow, it's a different space. Like it's a different vibe. And it's the same that we try to do with Michael Douglas as well. So we try to like build something special for that night, and people really like, they notice it.
Yeah.
Which is cool. Like, yeah.
But that's what you have to do, though. Like, you have to stand out. You have to stick out and be different, but then have some sort of vibe or atmosphere. Like, this is what I always say to people as well, the DJing. It's like, if someone's going to go up and go and perform in front of people, if you're not having fun, the crowd's not going to have fun.
Yeah.
But if you get up there and you go, I'm gonna have so much fun, I'm going to tear the roof off this place and this and that, then everyone's like, he's having fun, I'm having fun. Kind of thing. It's just providing that vibe, and
it does.
it's just like a different atmosphere compared to standing in the corner pushing buttons kind of thing. Yeah. You don't want to be that guy.
Never
That's
do.
true.
Yeah, never.
That's true.
Unless you're the sound guy.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I don't really know about like any other. I mean, I've played at Geisha sometimes, like probably 4 times. But yeah, I don't have enough experience to tell how it's like, and I really would like to find out how it would be to have this kind of events in different venues. That there's a new venue now in William Street called I can't remember.
Who's Your Mama or something? No.
I don't know. They apparently they have like 3 storage.
Oh yeah, the one you took me to.
Oh, the Retrobite.
Yeah,
The Retrobite.
Yeah.
I heard good things about it as well.
Yeah,
so
I've heard
basement.
good things as well. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool.
A friend of
Pretty
mine
cool.
actually held an event there, and you've been there a couple of times.
Yeah, I was there with you. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you
We
did,
went
yeah,
there.
yeah.
I'm in there. Yeah, it's
I
good.
still haven't been
yeah.
to like even Metro's Fremantle to check out the new lights yet.
Yeah,
So
never.
I need to go to the
Never been
Retrobite
there,
and I need to go
never
to
been
Metro Frio.
Yeah.
You're not missing much of Metro's Freo.
Oh, okay. I've never been there.
Like, it's a cool venue, but
They have the biggest
DJs
lighting. They have the
shit.
biggest, most expensive lighting system in the Southern Hemisphere
Oh wow.
now.
Yeah. Really?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what that guy was
So
telling
I'm
me.
gonna go check it out just for that fact alone.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
One
Yeah.
venue that I really like is Connections.
Connections, yeah.
Yeah, I think like I know.
It's got a one-of-a-kind vibe in Perth.
Yeah, okay.
Like the upstairs open air part is so nice.
Yeah,
you
it's
go and
pretty-
have smoke. You can just go
Mate,
have a
yeah.
cigarette and chill. And have a cigarette.
Thanks, Alex.
Yeah.
To be honest, like one of my goals here would be like play a set in that rooftop, in the corner, like in
Yeah.
the open area.
It'd be so nice.
Yeah, but I don't think they allow anybody
Nah.
to do that.
And I
I think
think
they
it's
don't
all
have
convert-
license.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the
that's true
license
as
to
well.
do that.
Yeah, because the DJ is always inside.
Yeah.
They don't really have proper
Yeah,
speakers
outside, yeah.
outside.
But that's the issue, though. Is we've got so many license regulations and laws that say you cannot do this. Like,
yeah, that's
like,
it.
like I was saying before the podcast as well. Like my uncle that owns this place called the Flying Scotsman. They have this law, right, where they have outside seating area. But with the outside seating area, you have to take the chairs in at the end of the night, right? So it's like an alfresco kind of thing. If you sit down with your drink, then you're drinking at the Flying Scotsman. But if the minute you stand up with your drink, then you're actually drinking, you're street drinking.
Yeah,
How bad is that?
yeah, it's pretty wild.
And so if you're not allowed to smoke at pubs,
Okay.
right? So you're not allowed to smoke sitting down, right? You have to leave your drink on the table, stand up, and you're smoking in the streets of Mount
So
Laurel.
that's why. Okay, so that's the law. I was
That's
curious
how
about
bullshit
that.
it is.
That's
You're not
very-
allowed to sit down and smoke because technically you're smoking at a pub, and you're not allowed to smoke in pubs anymore. So then you're not allowed to stand and drink because I was just street drinking. It's
But
bonkers.
I really like sometimes ask myself, who are the persons, the
But-
people who create these laws? Like,
yeah, that's
because
it.
everyone that I talk to, they say this is ridiculous.
Yeah.
And
You
it
know?
doesn't work either. Like
It
Yeah.
doesn't, no.
it
Like,
doesn't stop anything.
Yeah.
where these people are
They're probably
eating.
drinking themselves.
Yeah.
And they're like, yeah, you can do
I
this. That's how we can
Yeah,
do this.
yeah,
law.
exactly.
You know, fuck the government. We can do it. Like, fuck the people of Mount Laurel. They can do it like this.
I don't know, man. I don't know. It's
So
probably
bizarre.
the people who live
There
in
needs to
Claremont.
be changes, though.
Yeah.
There really needs to be changes, but that's not going to happen for a while.
Yeah, I
like.
don't think so.
'Cause
I
it's
don't think- I
a
don't-
similar thing with the Sydney lockout laws. Like the minute that happened, everyone was like, GG nightlife, like the nightlife's dead,
Yeah.
kind of thing.
Well,
Don't even worry about it.
While we're here, why don't we compare the nightlife in Brazil to the
Yeah.
nightlife in Perth?
Yeah, how would you?
Or more
recommend it?
specifically, Sao Paulo, because I'm guessing you went out a lot in Sao Paulo, right?
Yeah, I did. Yeah,
So is it more violent in Sao Paulo?
it can be. Yeah,
It can
it
be.
definitely can be. But yeah, it's not because it's not a nightlife thing. It's just like the violence in the country is higher than in Australia. You know,
Yeah.
So it's not.
for any reasons. You know, like
Do the people connect the violence to the nightlife? Like here in Perth, people blame the violence on the nightlife.
Yeah.
no, I don't think so.
No.
They tried to blame the nightlife for drugs. But then nowadays they don't do it that
Well,
much
it's because
anymore.
the drug scene is like it's normal.
It
Kind
will
of
be
thing.
there anyway. Like
Yeah.
at some point, it was like really. It was a target of electronic music. So
Yeah.
like electronic music, people take drugs. That was it. Like, and then nowadays they realize that they have drugs anyway.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
politics
not-
take drugs.
It's not electronic
Yeah,
music,
exactly.
people take drugs. It's just
Yeah.
people take drugs.
Yeah.
That's
full
it,
stop.
Yeah,
Yeah.
But that's
it,
what
like-
happened with like, the rock and roll revolution as well. It's like, you know, back in the day with
Yeah.
Elvis and all that sort of thing. It's like, this is the devil's music
Yeah,
kind of
yeah,
thing.
yeah.
You know, this is bad. Like,
It
I go
promotes
to
adultery and
I
it
go to
promotes
church
drugs
and I
and-
listen to the choirs, and this is the devil's music, rock and
Yeah,
roll.
we've certainly gone
It's just
a lot
moved
downhill
on to
there since
electronic
rock and roll,
music.
haven't we?
Yeah,
That's
that's
gone
exactly-
downhill then. So I think maybe they were right.
Yeah.
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 But I don't. I mean, it does play some. Like it makes some difference in the way that people enjoy the party because, yeah, they are more like aware of what is happening around them.
Yeah.
But I reckon São Paulo has its own vibe that you only will experience if you go to São Paulo one
Yeah.
day. It's that thing. Like for example, once you get in any techno house party there, everyone wears black.
Yeah.
It's even funny, like because I went there like 2 years ago, and I went to a festival called Digital, which is massive in Europe. So that was the first year in São Paulo. And it was funny, like just look at everybody wearing black.
Yeah.
And I'm not used to it anymore. Like I don't always wear black, you know.
It's a cultural thing though, isn't
It's
it?
a culture
It's the same thing
of
with me,
the
like-
electronic music.
Yeah.
You know.
I'm the exact same though as well. So like whenever I go out and DJ and go to work, I wear black on black. But the
Okay.
reason why is because then if I'm drinking spilled drink on me or something like that, or
Okay.
orange juice or red wine or whatever,
Okay.
it doesn't stain.
Okay.
But it's just like hospitality workers, it's all black on black.
yeah.
But then with festivals, usually, you know, festivals in Australia and
Gotta dress up.
Tomorrowland, and you got nipple tassels and stuff.
Yeah.
And girls with, Did you see,
Yeah.
like, here's another thing, though. We were talking about this a while ago.
Uh-huh.
But do you see how a couple of years ago, what ended up happening was some girls were wearing glitter on their boobs over
Okay.
East?
Uh-huh.
And then basically with the glitter on their boobs, some guy walked past and flicked one of the girls' boobs. Right?
Uh-huh.
And
Oh
so
my
she's
God.
just got glitter on, right? No bra, no
No,
nothing.
just glitter.
Just glitter, so you can see her nipples and everything like that.
Yeah,
This is
okay.
over in New South Wales.
Wait, what?
Some guy walks past and like flicks her boob like that, right?
And then glitter goes
They
everywhere.
storm after her and then start whacking him, screaming at him, yelling at him, doing this and doing that. But the thing is, though, it's like it's Tomorrowland. They can do that. In Europe, they can do that. And no one bothers them. But it's like we've got our culture here, and it's like it's such a big thing, and we
Yeah.
can go
The
down.
culture's moving in a direction that's detrimental to the
But you
nightlife
can't
scene.
say that. Girls are allowed to wear whatever they want.
That's what I would say. Like he shouldn't have touched her
Yeah,
anyway.
of course
No,
not.
Yeah.
it's not.
So
No.
But
Yeah.
it's still
It's not.
Fuck me.
I don't think it's.
It's getting so flashy.
we're-
It's getting so flashy.
It's not
It
about
is.
defending the
Oh, no.
actions of the
No,
dude.
absolutely not.
It's about like, are we reacting in a manner that is fitting of the crime?
Yeah.
okay,
That's
yeah.
a good way to describe
Yeah,
it.
that's,
Yeah,
yeah.
uh-huh.
And
100%.
people tend to overreact in those
Yeah,
situations.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
People getting hot at that.
Yeah, if someone steal your phone, nobody would like do. Probably
Oh, dude! If someone stole my
Yeah.
phone, they'd be 5 feet under.
Yeah, but
exactly.
I mean,
But
how about the
you would
people
put-
around you?
Exactly, no one would care.
Yeah, okay, that
Unfortunately.
dude lost his phone.
Yeah,
that's
that
it.
guy
They'd
lost his
probably
phone.
find it funny, to be honest. They'd
Oh,
probably
he
laugh
lost
at me.
his phone.
They would.
I would. I'd stand there.
I've seen it
He's
happen.
lost
You
his
see it
phone.
happen. You do see it happen.
And then you'd look at me and just be, I'm going to punch your head.
That's
in."
why these raves and these underground scenes are great, because everyone's communicating, everyone knows each other. So
Yeah.
when you lose your phone, you find your phone.
Yeah.
Because everybody starts looking.
How many
for
times have
it.
you lost your phone at the raves?
I can't tell you the amount of times I've been at one of those raves and I've really needed water and someone's been there with a glass of water.
Yeah.
They've seen me from across the room. They know that I need water and they brought me water.
You're sweating your ass
Yeah.
off.
That's
But that's one thing I really admire about how you, when you're running your events and stuff like that. You know, as you said, day party, everyone knows everybody. It's a good community.
Yeah.
Everyone gets along, kind
Do
of thing.
families go down? Are families going down to those things?
I
Things
mean-
are too risque.
No, they are. Their
There we
families there, yeah. And it's actually one thing that you mentioned this. Like 2 weeks ago, there was that Brazilian festival that Eric does every single summer. So like it was the 30th year, and there was one girl like rating it bad on Facebook because she said, I got to the party and there was kids there.
Yeah.
So
Really?
I went to and then. Well, why are you complaining of having kids there? Like,
Yeah.
you
All
know,
ages.
it's a friendly event. Like, you know, you should find it cool because
Yeah.
the event is so nice that
Your
the
family's
parents. So I feel safe to take my kids there.
I think we've forgotten what fun is.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
people, when they want to go out, they want drugs, alcohol. They want it to be as sloppy as possible. They want the music as loud and noisy
Yeah.
as possible.
But that's not
It
what
is
it should
sad.
be about. That's how I don't feel.
but just going back on this, like the kids, they were wearing like earplugs.
Yep.
Yeah, that's cool.
So they were protected because their parents, of course, look after their children.
Yeah.
And again, they wouldn't be like they stay there only for like probably afternoon. They party as I'm saying now, and yeah, you can do whatever you want. You
Yeah.
know, you
I mean, the
still-
kids usually disappear by like 7, 8 o'clock anyway, because the parents take them home,
Yeah, there was
and then
a-
the party opens up, right?
Yeah. So what was she complaining about? Like,
That's exactly it. She just wants to complain.
what did you want to do that you couldn't do because there was children there?
Yeah, she's just a negative
That's a-
Nancy.
that's a
Is that a-
good
is that a
question,
regular-
actually.
Is that a regular thing for Brazilian style parties for it to be an all ages thing? Because I'd say traditionally in Western clubbing
Yeah, you
scenes,
don't.
the kids, it's an over 18 thing.
Yeah, but it wasn't a club. It was a festival.
Yeah.
So even festivals.
Oh, it was a festival.
Yeah, it's a Brazilian festival. So the idea of these festivals is like gather like Brazilians who lives in Perth that have like bands or are DJs, stuff like that.
Yeah.
So he picked some of them that he thinks like, I don't know, should be in that lineup. And then that was it. So there was actually a live band playing reggae in the afternoon.
That's really cool.
So the kids were there, like some of the kids were like probably their parents were in the band, you know, or the friends of the parents were in the band.
Exactly, yeah.
And okay, nice. So when I got there and I saw the kids, I was like, oh yeah, I was doing live on my Instagram. Like, yeah, that's pretty cool. Like,
Yeah, that is cool.
it's family.
Yeah.
See, that's
That's what we
vibe.
want.
But
Yeah.
that's like, you know, Western culture is another bloody thing to go down.
But let me tell you something. She's Brazilian.
Oh, really?
Yeah, she's Brazilian. The girl who rated it bad.
Okay.
She's Brazilian.
Yeah, but she
So-
wasn't a tourist or anything.
No, she was no. She's Brazilian. And she was like, yeah, it wasn't. I read the comment and she said, yeah, it wasn't a party as we normally have. And then
But this wasn't a rave.
yeah,
Yeah.
question mark. I was
Yeah.
like, nah, didn't get it.
Yeah.
Didn't get it. What
Just
is
give
the
her,
point?
Give her comment a
Yeah.
thumbs down.
Yeah, you know, it was a day party. They were there with their parents.
Yeah.
There was nothing that it would. Yeah,
But see, it's a similar thing here though. It's like with bush doofs, like what we were talking about with Brooke and Josh the other night. We were talking about bush doofs like a couple of weeks ago, and similar thing happens here as well, where families, when you know, young parents will take their children out to these bush doves, even though bush doves are kind of drug orientated, I would say, and they try and make it about the music and this and that.
It's a similar, like the kids won't be there, like they'll
later on,
disappear by 7 or 8. The parents will take them away, and then the party will change.
Yeah.
But I feel like that's probably similar to what happens in your situation.
Yeah.
Right. The kids, once the kids are gone, it's too late for the kids to stay up. They go to bed, and then the party gets a little bit more,
But this is the parent's responsibility.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's it.
Exactly it.
That's it.
Yeah.
And that's what I think the Australian government doesn't get, is that like the nightlife industry, you can't like put braces on it. You have to let it grow naturally, and you have to have faith that parents have like responsibility, and can control their children, and
but that's such a big topic.
Can make the smart moves, so
It's smart moves. I was talking to Damo about this the other night. It's like, you can't tell a parent they raised their kid wrong.
No, it's very hard to do that.
You can't tell.
Yeah,
you cannot tell someone you're raising your kid wrong, because they'll look at you and be like,
how dare you?
Yeah, I'm raising my kid right. This is my kid.
It's like, how dare you? And you're looking at him like, no, this is not good.
It's like what we were saying before. You can't have fun anymore. That whole idea. No. If your kid goes and like starts pulling chocolate off the shelves in Coles or something like that, and you smack them on the bottom, someone else will probably give you a look, or someone will be like, you can't do that, kind of thing. But that's how I got raised. If I called my mum the C word, she chases me around the tennis court with a bloody garden hose. Like, that's what happens. Like,
similar upbringing.
Yeah, and then she wraps it around the back of my ass or my back or anything like that.
Yeah,
I literally got a bloody hose mark wrapped around my back, but I learnt never to call her that word ever again, though. That's good. I found that good parenting. But someone else, would be like, that's horrible parenting. I can't believe you went through that. That trauma. Yeah. Oh, my God.
I think when it's used sparingly, it's good.
Yeah.
Some would call it capital punishment, or
but that's what I'm saying though. Is like, if you take your kids to this festival, some people will be like, what are you doing? Even though they've got earplugs in, they shouldn't be exposed to girls wearing basically nothing and guys doing this and that and loud music and blah blah blah. But then,
would you take a kid to Neverland for Neverland though? Tomorrowland.
It's just like telling your kid.
Would you take a kid to Neverland? No, you're not. Sorry, Tomorrowland. Would you take a kid to Tomorrowland? Probably not.
Well, no.
I wouldn't go to.
I think it's 18 plus.
You're not a fan? I wouldn't go there either. It's not much.
You gotta admit though, back in the day, about 10 years ago or 5 years ago, it used to be really good.
Maybe.
But now it's all commercial and it's horrible.
Sorry, what were you saying, Mitch?
You know how we were talking about Rhythm? Oh, sorry.
No,
Rhythm.
Rhythm.
You know we were talking about Rhythm? You know Steve Aoki?
Yeah.
Right? He played Rhythm at Tomorrowland once. And he played like 1 or 2 songs as a live stream thing of it. And people are standing there like, yay, this is kind of good. What is this kind of thing? This isn't house. This isn't trance. This is noise.
Yeah, people are trying to wrap their heads around what's happening.
Yeah,
they want trance or big room and
it's not noise.
Things.
And then he got some cake, and then everybody starts.
Exactly, just throws it into the crowd. Yeah. That's marketing, though, once again, as well.
Have you seen the video which he throws a cake in a guy in a wheelchair?
Yeah, he almost got in a lot of trouble at
really?
that. He almost got shut down because of that, because he hurt the guy in the wheelchair.
Really?
What? Yeah. So these people are lifting it like, see if you can find it. He literally, this guy in the wheelchair just goes like that. Like, he got spine problems or something. He gets a big cake like this thrown at him.
Oh,
like
no.
It's actually funny.
Yeah, a little wheelchair.
Oh, no.
You were like, really? He could do it for that far?
Yeah, like, look at this. This is his marketing gimmick, but holy shit.
Well, damn it. You skipped to the beginning.
I'm pretty sure he got in a lot of trouble for this.
I would have.
Look how funny.
He's like begging him for it. He's like,
yeah.
Look how far he's going to throw it.
That is for you.
This one is for you. Go. Get it.
oh! That was a direct hit.
Look, just rewind it a bit. Like, everyone's just fainting over it though. It's like, this is the first food I've had in 3 hours. Like,
everyone, look at that. Direct hit.
Whoa. Bullets. Imagine getting hit with a cream cake that big.
Damn, and then
And
everyone.
being in a wheelchair as
Oh,
well.
no. And everyone's like going around. I'm like, oh no.
He's like, I can't lift my arms to defend my face. With
Yeah.
cake.
Yeah. Can't move my legs either. Someone help me. Wipe me down.
Oh my god.
Everyone's going off their shit about it though.
Was he with it though? Was he the wheelchair? I thought the wheelchair guy was okay with it. He was like, I'm sorry.
Oh,
Yeah.
hopefully.
I think it was.
I-
Yeah.
'Cause I saw
Yeah,
photos of them
yeah.
hanging out afterwards, so you know.
Yeah.
But that was there was like photos of that.
You'd
was
probably
a
find he
sick
had-
throw. That
Probably
was,
find he
yeah.
had to do that.
I
though.
think
Oh,
he should
man.
be on the
He's
Olympic
disabled.
Games.
Dude,
He's pretty good.
that
at
was
it.
incredible.
What games?
Olympic-
He should be in the Olympic Games.
You reckon? Like, well,
It's
it's
cheap.
That was beautiful. Come on, that was javelin. That
For
was
that
javelin
far,
throw.
wow.
Direct hit.
yeah, it's a pretty big.
Yeah,
cake.
I was like watching it. I was like, oh, he's gonna like not hit him. Like he's just gonna like kind of graze him. No, it's just right there. I was like,
Yeah,
oh,
spot on, straight in the
Yeah,
face.
spot on.
Yeah, I wonder if Steve Aoki's pumping irons to throw cakes that far.
Probably. Probably.
he's hitting the
He's
gym
just like
non-stop.
cake throwing up.
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's got his own little.
I mean, how many gigs do you reckon he has per month?
Yeah.
quite a few.
Yeah,
A lot.
so a cake every single gig.
We were talking about this the other day as well. Like our very first guest of the year, we had a guy called Jason Stone on. Have you
Uh-huh.
ever heard of him at all?
No, I haven't.
So he was rated as #1 male Indonesian DJ or
Not
something.
male Asian.
Okay.
No.
He got #1 male DJ in Asia.
Yeah, that's the
Okay,
word.
yeah,
Yeah,
okay,
it's a
okay.
mouthful. But
It's
then
a
with
mouthful.
that, though, he was telling us how he's met people like Timmy Trumpet. He's met all these different acts, and some of them do 250 acts a year. 300 acts a year,
Mhm.
and they're always on a plane. So
Yeah.
it's like you're always in the gym, you're always in the studio, or you got your laptop on you with your headphones on,
Mhm.
or you're playing music kind of thing in front of thousands and thousands of
Yeah.
people.
Yeah. It
Just-
sometimes makes me think though, like, I mean, I love music, but is that what I really want?
Yeah, that's exactly it. Like me and Mitch have had this discussion a couple of times because it's like I play commercial stuff,
Okay.
but I try and stay relevant with between the bar scene, the small bar scene kind of
Okay.
thing, and pub scene, blah blah blah. But it's like in order to be able to actually do that, Mitch would feel like he's selling his soul a little bit, kind of thing, because he has to play Barbie Girl or Britney Spears to a whole
Okay.
bunch of white girls that are wasted in front of you.
I've got
It's
several
my
thousand.
birthday.
Yeah, that's it. Can you play some Drake?
Yeah, when you're playing a friggin' 20th birthday and the 50-year-old mother comes up and says, "Can you play ABBA? You're
Yeah.
killing the dance floor."
Yeah, what
and
are
there's
you
like
doing?
50 people on the dance floor, and you're like, "I'm not killing the dance floor."
Yeah, like you have no idea, Grandma.
True story, by the way.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So shout out to that 50-year-old lady.
I'm gonna find her and tag her in this.
You went to the wrong party.
Yeah. But then that's the thing though, it's like staying relevant and stuff like that. It's like also another thing, the house and techno scene in Perth is tiny. It's like what that Brazilian girl said when you first got it, 2 clubs.
Yeah.
That's all we basically
Yeah, yeah.
got, is 2
Actually,
places.
we do have 2 clubs now. We didn't. That
Yeah.
time was Nevermind wasn't a club. Yeah, it was
Yeah.
2 Fly Right.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
Yeah.
And then it changed.
They were playing heavier stuff back then.
Yeah, they're playing like garage and UK garage, I'm pretty sure, and stuff.
Yeah, all sorts of stuff, but much heavier
Yeah.
Mm.
than
But
what,
now
it,
it's-
what it
it's-
is now.
Nevermind is 100% house and techno now, isn't it?
No, they I think they're doing some drum and bass events
Oh,
as
okay.
well.
Yeah. But it's more like dance, electronic.
Yeah. I would say most of the events is like house and techno.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's good though, because that's what we need, is we need a culture behind a movement like that to be able to make it big and make it work. Because this is what I was saying before, is like, how it was Capital and Amplify and Death Disco, they've been playing there every Saturday.
Yeah.
It's still commercial music though.
Okay.
It's like Dizzy Rascal and Bloody Beetroots and Tiesto and
Uh-huh.
dance stuff and like RL Grime and this and that. But you just don't have anywhere for actual artists like Berlin techno kind of thing.
What happened if somebody plays like a house set there? Do you reckon everybody go home?
It's not that they'll go home, but like, because I used to go there every Saturday for 4 years.
Okay.
And it's just like religiously I'd be there, and I've seen people like not big housey names, but like I've seen like more full on housey, like electro house,
More
and
on
stuff
the
like
electro bass house,
Yeah.
heavier side of things.
Yeah.
or the more bass housey kind of
And
stuff.
these two didn't like it.
No, people like that kind of stuff.
Okay.
But they love
Capital-
the ravey kind of dance.
Capital's
dance.
Capital's going to be like it's just the way it's been for a long time. Heavier pop music, sort of.
Yeah.
okay.
It's dancing.
Yeah.
It's
very
dance
dancey.
plus.
Yeah.
But that's
I'm
the thing,
ditching
though.
them.
Like, house and techno is dance as well.
Mm.
And that's where
Yeah,
you have to
it
like.
is,
It's,
Yeah, well,
But
what I
it's-
mean is a dance plus, like on the heavier side.
Yeah.
yeah, dance plus.
Even for warm-ups and like the club open at 10. Open. What do you guys play there at 10 p.m.?
10 p.m. It's all just like it's commercial stuff. So it's once again it's like Gorillaz and Calvin Harris and Dua Lipa and like commercial kind of shit.
Okay.
And just like maybe a bit of rock and roll as well because
I
like
see.
amplifiers.
Yeah.
More rock and roll.
And some of the
indie.
classics too.
Yeah.
Eric Prydz
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Okay.
get played.
Mind, I put your hands up for
Daft
Detroit.
Punk.
Yeah, Daft
Okay,
Punk.
okay.
Classics kind of thing. Like,
Yeah.
Okay.
and then move into heavier and heavier as the night goes on.
Oh wow.
But yeah, that's the way Capital is though. And
Yeah,
they're
yeah.
kind of like, in a way, they're kind of the leaders in Perth in a way for that in the city of Perth as that kind of stuff.
Uh-huh.
Because you got Air Nightclub, but Air Nightclub's just commercial top 40 cheesy kind of stuff.
Okay.
What would you like to see more in Perth? Obviously, you're a house DJ,
Mm.
but
I would like to see more hip hop, like rap, but proper ones.
the proper stuff, yeah.
I haven't been like to a really cool night where they would play like from 80s and 90s, like New York stuff. I haven't seen it yet. I've seen some DJs here saying that they play rap, but they play like commercial.
Yeah, because I think the only real rap going at the moment is at Humble.
Okay.
Yeah, Club Humble.
Yeah.
Like the only regular.
But
Yeah.
but is it like
Yeah, hip
I,
hop
I'm
nights,
not.
yeah,
I'm.
remember that.
I don't want to see what I mean by 80s and 90s. I want to see something with soul, funk.
Yeah, it's
Not
not going to be like
gangsta.
that.
Yeah, like a
You
Tribe
know-
Called Quest or
Yeah,
Nas or
that's what
Yeah.
I really would like.
Yeah,
I would
it's-
love to
or,
spend the night
Warren G.
on the dance
and-
floor,
yeah.
dancing to it for somebody who really like knows how to play. You know?
Yeah, yeah.
It won't be that. It'll be all the new mumble rap.
Yeah.
Maybe
I mean-
SoundCloud rapper shit.
Ch-
Yeah,
have
Charlie
Yeah.
Bucker,
Soundcloud
he
rappers,
plays
yeah.
good
Yeah.
shit.
There's a lot of
He
guys out
can
there.
play it
Yeah,
as
there's a lot
well.
of
I
guys.
know
Is he
guys. I know
Perth-based
guys.
artist?
Yeah. He's like.
Get him on.
You
they're fun.
might have
They're good
heard
dudes.
of
Do you know
him.
where he plays?
Yeah.
He plays everywhere actually, but he runs a party called
God damn it.
Dancing on Space.
Okay.
So
Hey,
this
there you go.
party is more disco. So
Where do they hold that?
Si Paradiso.
Okay.
Yeah, he's a good DJ. He
Who was this? Sorry, who was the DJ?
Charlie Bucker.
Charlie Bucker.
Yeah,
I don't think I've heard.
you know him.
I do.
Yeah, maybe you know that.
I might know him.
Yeah, like
Everyone knows him.
he's a legend in Perth. Yeah,
Wait, Charlie Bucket or Bucker?
Wow, not sure. Yeah.
No, because I think I've actually heard a song called Charlie Bucket before.
No, he's a local DJ. He's pretty good. He's pretty good.
Pull him up. We might be able to get him on the
Yeah.
podcast sometime.
There you
You
go.
looking
Buckets.
as well?
I am looking. Yeah,
You
yeah.
better
Yeah.
be. You
I
better
am.
be.
His
I'm
name is
looking. I
Joel
can't find him,
Polyman.
No, you
sorry.
can't find him.
Charlie.
Because I'm
You're
like,
sorry for can't finding him. Sorry.
I don't have any
Charlie
DJs on my
Buckets.
Facebook. I've realised that.
The first one?
No, it's Ontario.
DJ Charlie Bucket?
Yeah, that's the one. Yeah,
Yeah.
he plays good music.
Where is he? Is this the Perth guy though?
Yeah, he's a Perth guy. Yeah.
Yeah, I think I've heard of Charlie Bucket actually. That rings a bell somewhere.
So that's one thing that I would like to see in Perth.
Oh yes, I've seen that picture before. That's where I've
Yeah.
seen him. That picture.
Okay.
Where was that though? Was that was Habitat's
Rosamount,
birthday?
yeah.
Yes. Rosie.
Joey.
Yeah,
Negro.
Joey
It's like
Negro,
disco. Yeah. This
Yeah.
guy's
See,
more
that's
disco.
100% the same thing. If I could see a genre or something like more of an event that would stick out, I love the old school disco, funky, groovy
yeah,
kind of
yeah,
vibe.
yeah.
I love that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But we don't have anything like that. You maybe at the Bird kind of thing. Or,
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, but
The Bird has those sort of
Yeah,
events where
but-
they never get higher than they are.
yeah, exactly. And we just don't have a prominent scene for it.
Okay.
It's the
Yeah.
same thing with the house and techno.
This-
It's just,
I don't know if you guys. There's another guy called Casual Connection.
yeah, I've heard of him. Yeah,
He plays disco as well.
yeah,
He's really good.
yeah.
He's really good. I've seen him playing like twice, and both of times was really good. I think
Pull
he's
him up as well. He's a
yeah.
local legend.
Yeah, he's resident of Connections, if I'm not wrong.
Exactly. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
He's used to. Look on Facebook.
Yeah.
And it's CASUEL instead of AL. EL. Yeah, Casual Connection.
Yeah.
There you go. Yeah, and he used to do quite a lot of connections.
the first
pretty
one.
sure. Yeah, 11,000 views,
Yeah.
11,000 likes. This guy's doing it.
Yeah, and he's pretty good.
And he plays everywhere in Perth, I'm pretty sure. Quite a well-known name.
He's got quite the sort of 80s retro vibe going.
Hey,
with all this.
is that our original
Yeah.
intro? Look, go back down. Is this guy stealing our intro?
Well, here.
No, down.
Here.
That, yeah.
Oh,
No,
Oh,
that's what they all look like. All the 80s.
No,
what
that's
it
what
was.
ours looks like. That's what ours looks
Oh
like.
wow! It's not what. Yeah, it's very similar.
Very similar. No, that's ours.
Yeah.
Copyright.
Sure.
Money.
Bring him here just to
Get him
discuss
on.
about it. Like, let's discuss about the introduction that you stole.
Just 2 hours of being like, why that material belongs to me.
Yeah.
All right, so we've got 16 minutes left. This
Yeah.
has been a great podcast, right?
Yeah, it was
I'm not
fun,
gonna lie,
man.
this is really good.
That'd be a good episode.
Is there anything else you want to plug or anything like that? Because you said before on the chat you had like a discount code for you. Oh, well, we haven't even talked about Glide.
Yeah, look, that's something that we completely forgot
Yeah.
about.
Let's talk about
Well, we
that
got
now.
16 minutes. Let's
Let's
wrap
go
this
for
up.
it. So,
Yeah,
playing for this week.
So on Thursday, I'm playing at Perth Festival. For
Whereabouts is the Perth Festival again as well?
It's it would be in East Perth, so it's
Okay.
like next. Yeah, I can't remember the name of the street actually.
We'll be able to put the event
Yeah.
and stuff in.
But
the
it's
link.
in East Perth, so it's a new venue called.
Links will be in
Seat
the
of
description
Lights.
of the video as
Yeah.
well once the live stream's done.
So it's a new venue
So-
called the City of Lights.
Yeah, I'm not sure if it's new or it's just. I know that they are doing it and they create the whole atmosphere for the Perth.
Can you
Perth
try and
Festival?
find that? That sounds amazing.
Yeah,
City
yeah,
of Lights.
It
that sounds-
looks dope.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm playing there this Thursday, supporting Giborato, which is also.
How do you say his name?
Giborato?
Okay.
Yeah. How do you say that?
Yeah, I just thought Guy Barato.
Guy Barato. Okay, yeah. It's,
Right.
it's Guy because I don't know what his name is. Probably Guilherme or something like that.
Yeah.
So yeah, Giborato. So he's a Brazilian legend, like a master producer, really really good. And yeah, someone that I've been listening to, and I have him as a reference. I reckon any Brazilian
Oh shit! Where's someone's
design
coming to?
to music have him as a reference.
So this is the 2024 program.
Straight on
here.
that. It's like,
Yeah.
I've got to go there. Waves Blood's coming to Perth.
They're great. Everyone.
They are great.
So this
Alright.
thing is it's part of the Perth Festival.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There are heaps
So
of
it's
events.
places all over the place.
Yeah,
Yeah, so it's kind of like
if you
fringe in a way.
yeah,
What were you saying, sorry?
yeah. If you go to
Yeah, down the bottom. go load more.
or maybe type Giborato.
GUI.
Yeah, BORA.
No, sorry. I
Double
came
T.
over here with like 15.
Oh.
15%.
Yeah. So that is a gig.
I was listening to his music just before, and he can have my tick of approval. I really do like his stuff.
Yeah.
It's really mellow, really chill, really, really
Hey, there
well
you are.
put together.
Yeah.
And there you are, 8:30.
Yeah. I'm actually starting my set at 8.
Okay,
So I play from 8 to 9. It's only 1 hour set.
that's alright.
I'm underage. Can I
Yeah.
come? Yes, you can.
No, you can.
Yeah.
There
But you have to
go.
be 10 plus though, so it's not all ages.
Yeah.
Can't
Not
be
quite,
5.
but I mean like.
No, like is the
If you're
event
9,
by
get the
a-
fuck out of here.
Bring a whole
Bring your
kindergarten
own.
there.
Yeah, bring your whole
Is
guy.
it?
No, it's not.
Oh wow, that would be something nice.
Yeah.
It is not actually, but yeah, it's on Thursday. I'm pretty excited about it. It's definitely, I'm really happy about, doing the support. So yeah, that's something that I'm excited about.
Do you reckon you'll get to meet him as well?
I think so. Yeah, at least yeah, we're gonna share the stage. So
Exactly, yeah. You can come up and be like, hi.
Yeah.
Hi, I
And
like you.
yeah, but by the way, if anybody that are watching the podcast, if they want to buy tickets with discount, the code is Brazil,
Yeah.
obviously.
Yeah.
So if you type Brazil for the promo code, you might be able to get decent discounts.
Let's go through the steps now. You click the buy
Yeah.
ticket button.
And then up there you type
in-
Brazil.
Type in Mitch's mum's credit card
here?
details.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Three numbers,
Brazil.
there's three
Yeah.
wacky numbers in the back.
Yeah, the 3 wacky numbers on the back, as Damo just said.
And it should give you tickets by $15 only.
And you got to buy 100 of them.
Yeah,
And then you
I
got to
heard that
scalp them
Mitch is
later.
gonna
Yeah.
buy for everybody.
You're gonna scalp them all later and make hundreds of dollars. It's all
Yeah,
good.
but see, the best part is that I'm not using my credit card. We're using Mitch's mum's credit card.
And then if you hit this purchase button,
Purchase.
And then you
Yeah.
can type in Mitch's mum's credit card.
Yeah,
details.
there you go. And then you can go to anything you want.
Yeah,
free.
for
you
free.
can follow these steps. I'll just put in my credit card details right now.
No, your mum's credit card details.
Yeah, the internet's doing internet things. It's there we
Oh,
go.
there
Very
you go.
internet things.
Oh, it didn't
General
show up.
admission, $16.
No, it's
Adult 28.
$15.
Special offer 15.
Yeah.
So
that's the
you
one.
get one of
You
these.
should buy
Yeah.
12.
If you're in a wheelchair, you get.
You can buy up to
you
12
get
tickets
cake
each.
instead of
Yeah.
Steve Aoki.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, 12 tickets.
Yeah, we'll add that to the cart.
We'll add that, and we'll just buy them now, shall we?
I wonder if you can just type in some random credit card. No, that wouldn't work because the CVV on the back. I was going to say, we could just like write something in, see if it could work. It could work.
Why don't you tell us some more about? Is it Guy?
Giborato, yeah,
Guy
Giborato,
Borato.
yeah.
Tell us some more about him.
What I know from him, like he used to be an architect, or he studied for. So he was between like architecture and music. So then things work out for him at music, and then now like he's massive producer, like famous around the world. He has his own label called DOC, which released some like Brazilian producers as well.
Could you
Also
pull that
some-
label up
some
as well?
Internationals, yeah.
DOC?
They're actually like a really good, not only one, like everybody who releasing his label are pretty good actually. So, but my favorite is called LCO.
Is it this one, Ruthless Records?
No, it's Doc.
This one here.
You might have to put Brazil after.
Yeah, this is
I
it,
think
right?
that's the one. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
so
the one,
yeah, Brazil.
So that is his label.
Here's the doc artist there. I
Yeah.
don't think. I know Shadow Movement,
Yep,
and I think I know Junior C.
yep,
And there's obviously Guy.
yeah. But I really like LCO. Is the guy in red.
Yeah.
I really like him. He's pretty good.
That's our boy
HN Kyo is pretty big as well.
Our boy
Elephants on the right hand side, they're
Yeah.
big, really good. Paula Chalup is a legend in São Paulo.
Holy shit, I'm right.
So, yeah,
Holy shit, I was right.
Yeah, you were right. You said he was a legend, and turns out he is a legend.
Yeah, I was
We're just guessing some of the names, being like, yeah, that guy's a lesson.
yeah,
A
I
legend,
was.
Yeah.
I was guessing. I got
Yeah.
Paula Chulip right. He's
yeah,
a legend.
she's. Yeah, so really looking forward to it.
Yeah.
So should be good for Thursday.
Yeah, it should be really good. Hopefully.
Really looking forward to it.
Do you know if it's sold out? Oh, no, it hasn't sold out
No,
yet. But
I don't
it's-
think so.
Yeah, that's another issue though as well. Is with Australian gigs and WA, it's so hard to sell tickets
It is,
sometimes.
yeah.
It's so
Very
hard
true.
to be able to get the name out there.
I mean, I make my event Michael Douglas. When we really sell a lot of tickets in advance, we sell 50,
Yeah,
and that is it. But then in the door, like everyone plays in the door. So what we are trying to do now is like making it cheaper beforehand
yeah.
and really push the price in the door. So like it's up to you, mate. If you want to pay in the door, you're gonna pay more.
But that's actually a smart way to do it
Yeah.
because then it's like, you know, people. Not everyone's going to buy tickets,
Yeah.
but then they're probably going to pay on the door. So
Yeah.
if you do like really cheap tickets online,
Yeah.
$10 a ticket, $15 a ticket,
That's what we
and
do.
$20 on the door.
Yeah.
Well, then it's like, well, you missed out. You could have got $10 tickets.
That's it. Nobody can complain actually, you know.
Yeah.
But I reckon it will increase as the party get more popular. So that's
Exactly.
the way, the aim. So
It's like what
yeah.
Mitch said. It's all about the grind. You got to keep doing it and
Yeah.
doing it and
Yeah.
doing it, and then it's going to
Yeah.
work. Hopefully.
Yeah, hopefully, yeah. That's
Same thing with
that's
the
the
podcast.
dream. Yeah, yeah.
It's got to keep going.
Keep going. Yep. But you guys are doing a really nice thing here.
Thank
like,
you.
and I'm pretty comfortable here. Like since I got here, I'm
Well,
comfortable.
That's the aim.
Yeah.
So that's what I was trying to say.
threatening.
It's like, because when I started this, I was like, I don't want people walking into a concrete floor, cold garage.
Yeah.
And it's like, no, put grass on the floor and put curtains up, put a TV there, put boards there, guitar in the corner. Like,
Yeah, it's
make
good.
it so it feels homely and welcoming. kind of
Yeah.
thing.
So you don't feel like a
that's
self-defense situation.
Yeah, it's just
Yeah.
like casual, chill,
Yeah.
hang out and banter kind
And
of thing.
the good thing about it, you going to be able to make people to talk about like subjects they probably wouldn't talk like
Exactly.
Exactly.
You know,
Well,
to
that's what I was saying
everybody,
before. It's like as well, getting you on. I've like when we got the guys from Bali on, that was
Okay.
great. We got to learn about all these different stories of Bali and how it was and this and that.
Mm.
But like getting you on now, talking about Brazil, that's awesome.
Yeah, it's
Like,
pretty
that's
wild.
really cool because it's a
Yeah.
different perspective.
And it's also something I and probably you two as well didn't really think about. Like the Brazilian scene in Perth is not a very
yeah.
you know
Well, we didn't even really get
popular
to.
subject, but it's
Yeah.
still interesting
Okay.
to learn about it all
Yeah.
and to figure out what's going on in
Yeah.
the Perth scene.
It kind of sucks. We've only got 6 minutes left, but we didn't also cover the Brazilian events in Perth.
Yeah.
Because
You have to
like
come back on again. Some
I will.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
next
dude,
time
I
I'll
want you
bring
to come
beer
back.
though.
I want
Yeah,
to come
okay.
Next
on
time
with you,
I'll bring
but
beer though. But
Yeah.
yeah, definitely invite me. I will definitely come.
100%.
That
It'll
was
be
great.
fun. If I can just leave a last message, it's just
Yeah,
like
of course.
yeah,
Yeah,
go
man.
ahead.
Please do.
everyone, if
Yeah.
everybody who is like watching it or listen to it, like our page.
Yeah, no, 100%. Yeah.
We are doing really cool events in the city. Like we really do it because we love the music. That's about it, and we want to build something. We want to contribute to the scene somehow,
Mm.
and yeah, that's it. Like
Yeah.
if anyone wants to, collaborate or doing anything together, like we are open. We are 100% in favor of like getting together because we think that together we are stronger, and
Yeah.
that's
That
it.
is
That's the only way that we're gonna make something nice in the city.
Yeah.
And if you really want to the music scene grow, you kind of have to stick together and
That's
collaborate.
exactly it.
Yeah,
It's all teamwork.
that's it.
And
That's
I was
it.
going to say as well, it's kind of like, the hippie movement in the 60s and stuff. It's all love, peace, and music.
Yeah,
And
no,
good
okay.
vibes kind of thing.
Or an orchestrated by the CIA.
Love,
Yeah.
peace, and unity, right?
Also about CIA. But no, it's like when you think about it, it's like, peace. You can't have violence at events and stuff
No,
like that.
not at all.
You've got to make sure everyone gets along and everyone has fun. All about love. It's like, guys aren't going to go and just hit on girls and just, be seedy kind of thing. You got to sort that out, but you got to make the girls feel comfortable enough that,
Yeah, of
if they
course,
want to
yeah.
do what they want to do, they can do what they want to do.
Yeah.
But then the music, you got to make sure you provide a good
Yeah.
atmosphere, a
But
good
that's,
vibe.
that's the thing. If they are comfortable, if the vibe is good,
Yeah, that's
it's gonna
exactly it.
happen, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go.
That's
it.
exactly
He's got it. Yeah, he's got
That's
it.
what happens with some, places around Perth. I'm not going to name names, but it's like, there's a whole heap of girls that rock up, and then guys will, bogans and mullets will rock up and start grabbing them and stuff like that, or doing whatever, and it just kills the
It's
vibe.
not good, man.
It
Not
just
good.
ruins it.
You're not gonna get any from it. Yeah.
And I've always been told as well, it's like when you run events, you keep the girls happy and the boys will follow.
That's true.
Which is what happens, because boys follow girls. That's just what happens, kind of thing. So as long as they're happy, shit's alright. Shit's going good.
Do you have another Michael Douglas event coming up at Nevermind or Nevermind anytime soon?
We want to.
Yeah.
We are not sure exactly when.
Right.
I've been talking to some acts. We would like to book some international DJ or someone from Melbourne or Sydney. We're trying to.
How do you feel
Work it
quickly
out.
as well? Because it'd be as soon as you get that event going and stuff like, share it around, and we'll try and help promote it and everything, and we can try and make an appearance.
Mhm.
But quickly as well, have you ever heard how some people when they make events, they get someone? It's not someone from England, but
Mhm.
it's someone who is British who lives in Australia, and then just puts at the event, it's like, from the UK as an international.
Yeah.
How do you feel about that sometimes? Because it's fine.
You've done it.
They've done it with me many times.
I'm not surprised.
I play in Albany, I was the Brazilian DJ. I play in Exmouth, I was the Brazilian DJ.
Yeah.
Even here, not nowadays anymore because I've been here for a while. But why not?
Yeah, why not? Yeah.
Especially if you're gonna play something different.
Yeah,
right?
it's a way to promote the event and bring if that works. Why not? Like,
exactly. Yeah.
and
that's how I feel
I'm
about
in
it as well.
favor. Yeah.
I just find
work.
it kind of funny sometimes when it's like, there's a guy called Saul Bliss. Have you ever heard of him?
Yeah.
And so apparently he's from Britain. He's English, but he's living in Australia. He's been living in Australia for like 10 years or something. But he'll still put on events
From UK.
from the UK.
Okay.
What would be works?
In
Yeah.
Perth.
In Perth.
Yeah, he's been living in Perth for 10 years, but it's all right.
No,
why
I know
not?
he lives here, but I didn't know. Yeah, I've never seen it.
Yeah.
To be honest.
I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
I think Jason Stone was telling us that actually.
Okay.
From when he was, but that might have been before he left to go to Bali
I
and stuff.
see.
Because he's been in Bali for the last 6 years, wasn't
I
it?
think it was 7.
Yeah, 7 years.
Okay.
Because he was actually the resident at one of the biggest nightclubs in Bali.
Okay.
Yeah, it was a really big
Yeah.
name. to
Sky
get on.
Garden.
That's one thing that I would like to do is to get a gig in Bali.
Yeah.
I don't have any connection, so if anybody from Bali wants to book me, book me, guys. I'm here.
Need to have a chat with Jason Stone.
Yeah, I haven't been there yet, so.
You've never been to Bali before?
No, I haven't been to Bali.
Well, you need to make the trip. It's pretty cheap.
I know. I heard about it. Yeah, but
Most people just go for like 3 or 4 days.
yeah,
I mean, it's a 3-hour flight, so.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I think it's 3.5 hours. But
That's easier than Melbourne.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's literally closer
Yeah.
than. Oh, it's not closer than Melbourne.
Sydney's
closer
5
than Melbourne.
hours.
Melbourne's 4 hours.
On the back or the front?
Both ways.
Back to front.
I think it's 5. It's nearly 5 hours. This going whichever
Because of the wind
the
direction.
slow
Because
way.
if you're going back, the wind is blowing against you,
Yeah.
which sucks.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's actually closer than Melbourne.
Yeah.
Okay. Wow.
All right, you guys, we've just hit 2 hours.
Right.
All right, I think we should wrap things up. Is there anything else you would like to plug at all and promote?
No, that's it. Like our page, Michael Douglas Music, Instagram, Facebook.
Don't worry, I'll put all the links in the description once
Yeah.
the video is finished.
Yeah.
Listen to the music, listen what we were talking about.
I'm definitely sharing your mix around
yeah,
from
thank you very
Nevermind
much.
as well.
Yeah.
Because that's a really cool mix. It's
Yeah.
really, really cool.
Thanks. I appreciate that. And come to Giborato on Thursday. Should be good. The last time that Giborato came to Australia was 10 years ago, so it's definitely a unmissable gig. You don't want to wait 10 years again to see him.
Exactly, yeah.
We
Well, you might
never
not
know.
even be around in 10 years.
We never know. So
And it ain't easy to get to Brazil or to South America from Australia.
no,
It's a painful trip, so-
it's quite far.
Take the time to spend $15 with the discount code
Yes.
Brazil
Brazil. Yeah,
Brazil.
to come see him
Brazil.
and to come to see you too.
Yeah, come early to see my set as well.
Be
I
a part of
guarantee
it. A part of
good
everything.
things. Yeah.
That's great, Alex.
All right, you guys. This is episode 16. Thank you, Douglas, for all of the information you provided. This has just been an actual awesome podcast, honestly. So
you.
much knowledge about everything from a different country and, music and house and techno. That's why I said I was pretty excited about it because it was good. Like, it was really good.
Thank you.
Thank
My
you.
pleasure.
Thank you, Damo, for coming on and
Well.
having your say and being involved and beating me up whenever you get a chance and whacking me and stuff like that.
I just want to make you feel
Thank you,
included.
Mr. Yeet.
Whatever.
Yeah, thank you, Mitch, for being the camera guy again.
Yes.
This is episode 16 of the Infra-Red podcast, and we are signing off. We'll see you guys next week with another guest.
We'll be right back.